Hey, it's your Pisces MC Trevor Quincy. We have a new setup for Astrology and Chat Live. Of course, we are welcoming back and ushering in this new chapter with $10 for readings for our live audience that is coming in. Of course, while we wait, we are going to get set up. Of course, we have not only the tropical current transits, but we also have sidereal. So we're just waiting for everybody to come in. It's just the usual that we usually do. You know, people come in, we chat, we do a little Q&A, and then we get started with the readings. But we're just waiting for people to come in and we're going to see what's going on. All right, so while we wait, well, we can get to today's astro weather forecast. It is Virgo season currently, thank gosh. So that means that we are definitely moving towards being of service to other people, focusing on our personal development journeys, as well as catering to our daily operations, our day-to-day errands that we run as well too. Also, with that being at 0 degrees, it is at a critical degree. So right now we are in the pureness of Virgo energy. Now we will be having a retrograde today at 2:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, I think it's 3:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So definitely check your time zone if applicable. All right, right now we have Lilith at 12 degrees in Virgo, and it's crossing over my natal Virgo right now too. So dark feminine energy can definitely come through your personal development journey, as well as watch out for your criticism of others and criticism for yourself. Definitely listen to any indicators that something is off, okay? But for the most part, it's reeling back and overworking, overstretching yourself to do certain things, and really perfectionism tendencies may be at an all-time high during this time. Be sure that we are paying attention to that as well. With Mercury being at 21 degrees at the Sagittarian degree, so right now is a great time to share experience based off of what is working for you in your day-to-day, as well as your personal development journey too. Definitely watch your health. Somebody could definitely be getting some type of news in regards to health or anything that can help towards their journeys as well. It is forming a loose conjunction with Mars currently as well too. With Mars, this can form some type of frustration, conflict, and disputes in the workplace, as well as with co-workers as well. Bosses may not be as receptive during this time, but for the most part, it is aspecting Neptune, so these are things that could be actually hidden. Now, the Mercury and Mars are actually forming a grand trine with Pluto and with with Jupiter, and we also have with Uranus as well. Mars is actually throwing a trine to Uranus as well, which means sudden changes can definitely happen in the workplace. Sudden changes could be happening towards finances. Now, we've had Uranus in Taurus since about for the last 7 or so years, so I will say that changes have been happening financially for the collective for a lot of people too, and this is soon to happen until about 2027, 2028, when Uranus goes into Gemini, and then we have our Uranus return here in the United States, okay? Currently, we also have Moon in Scorpio. It's in my 5th house, thank God, but Moon in Scorpio is usually a time where people don't really like the Moon per se, because the Moon is in debilitation in Scorpio, which means that the Moon does not like being in Scorpio. It's a very deep energy. It does cause some introspection and reflection on our healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, as well as making peace with your past as well. So just be sure that we are emotionally nourishing ourselves in wherever area Scorpio may be in for you, and that we are also prioritizing our healing journey too. Hello, everyone that's coming in. Hi. We are going to get to readings in just a second. My daughter has a Scorpio moon too. What house is it in for her? How does that manifest for her? And what area of her life? Dang, that means the moon is in my 7th house. We love relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. Just making sure I'm not on my charger here, you know? Hi, everyone. What is this Mercury retrograde have in store for us Cancer risings? Oh, well, I can speak from that from experience because I'm a Cancer rising too. It's happening in our 3rd house, and we haven't had the retrograde in the air houses. I know last year we had them in the air signs, but it was hitting our water houses. For Cancer risings, for actually Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, we've had the retrogrades in the water signs and our water houses for as early as I can remember, really. I remember when I first learned about Mercury retrograde, it was actually in Scorpio. But this time around, it's in our 3rd house of communities, developing our skills, as well as siblings, cousins, your immediate environment as well, too. Now, with this could could just mean that you could figure out some news, something may be coming in. Remember, retrogrades are a period where we can go back and reflect on past decisions that we made. Perhaps there was an idea that we may have brushed off or we weren't quite ready for, and now it's coming into fruition at this time too. With it being in Virgo, this could be something that could help us on our day-to-day. Remember, Virgo is things that we need. So it can be a routine or anything that you may have done in the past, and now it can either benefit you or there are some lessons that you need to revisit and reevaluate as well. What's in store for Taurus rising? Well, let's see here. Right now, Jupiter is in your first house as well as Uranus, sending thoughts and prayers with that. But I will say with Jupiter being in your first house, this means that it is a busier than usual time. A lot of opportunity to get to know yourself, a lot of opportunity to gain independence in this area too. Now, I will say in your fourth house right now, we have Venus still retrograding. So family, there could be lessons in regards to family, home, listening to your intuition as well. Some of you guys could have been moving as Taurus risings as well too. But I will say the sun just ingressed into your fifth house. Very great time for you guys. If you want to play the lottery, hey, you never know. But Virgo is more practical in that sense. So definitely focusing more on expressing that dry sense of humor. Well, that's the way that I would put it. But with Sun and Virgo, really, it's just incorporating some fun and recreation within your day-to-day as well. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing too bad, too harsh, I should say. But with it being at 0 degrees, it's at a critical degree. You're still in the purest of Virgo energy. But I already know that the Mercury retrograde's coming because I'm stumbling over some words. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Mercury is also in the fifth house as well as Mars. So just watch for competitive energy during this time as well. Now with Mercury being, with Mars being in Virgo, actually I have Mars in the sixth house, so it's kind of similar energy. With Mars being in Virgo, just be sure that you are not comparing yourselves to other people's levels, because usually with Mars, when it's in Virgo or the sixth house, this tends to be an energy where you may get frustrated if people are not working towards as fast as you, or they may not be to the same level as you, or they're not putting as much effort as you are in it. So definitely just watch for that energy as well. Moon right now is in your seventh house of relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. Just watch for any relationships that are no longer serving you as well, but definitely nurture that side as well too. Just be sure to open yourself as well for people comforting you during this time if needed, because there could be things from your healing journey that are coming up to the surface, okay? Then you got Pluto in that ninth house there, retrograding. So your beliefs, how are they doing right now? Are they tested? Do you know what you believe in? Because look, let me tell you, with Saturn being in my retrograde in my ninth house, but I recently relocated to a place that I cannot disclose at this time. But for those that have been listening and tuning in, you guys know where I am at. But let's see here. Hi. Heard the word lottery. Hello, I'm winning it. I know, that's right. What's in store for Gemini rising? Well, let's see here. Nothing in the first house, nothing in the second. Venus was going retrograde in your third house. So this can be connections in your immediate environment, connections from your hometown as well. Coming back, this can be just past connections. This can even be your worth and value being reevaluated, saying, is this the town that I really want to be in? Is this the community that I'm really at? Is this my tribe? So the people that could be coming in during this time could definitely be a form of question or reflection or introspection to you as well. Now, Sun's going into your fourth house right now is going to be a major focus to focus on your private life, your family, as well as you're listening to your intuition, tapping into your emotions, feeling them through instead of just thinking them through. Yesterday, I actually had an experience to where I started thinking about Gemini, because Gemini is exalted in Virgo, exalted by its own ruling planet, just in the different, it shows up in the different, not gender, but the different energy, because one's masculine, one's feminine, although Gemini tends to be both. But Gemini is exalted in the fourth house. So Gemini gets exalted when authenticity is expressed, when they can feel their emotions and they don't react to their emotions when they're feeling them through. So during this transit with Sun being in Virgo, especially with it being at 0 degrees, because right now we're at the purest energy with Gemini, it is really important that we're feeling our emotions through. There could be some news here too, with Mercury being in the fourth house, a lot of intuitive nudges. Definitely be sure to tune into that as well. Family could cause some aggression, tension during this time, a little bit of conflict, but that is tending to fade out because Mars is moving toward Libra, towards your fifth house there. So it's going to be a very good energy. You may have some passion to express yourself, to be more confident, to put yourself out there. Just be sure to watch out for the competitive energy for the most part. Moon is in your sixth house, so major focus right now is on nurturing anything that you're doing within your day-to-day, your daily operations as well. Pluto's in your eighth. Just be sure to let go of what no longer serves you. letting go of what no longer is in alignment with you. That way you can be in alignment with your path, okay? Let's see, we got new messages coming in here. What's in store for a Capricorn rising? Well, let's see. Pluto's in your first house. You guys are finishing up a major transformation because for the last, let's see, 15 years now, Pluto has been in your first house, you know, just chilling out retrograde. So these are lessons that we've learned before, okay? Now, I actually just moved to my Pluto line and I found out on the flight. So if anybody lives on their Pluto line natally, let me know how that has gone for you, by the way. But with Pluto in the first house, as I said, you're finishing up some transformations right now. You have some harmonious flow with the earth signs going on there. Your ninth house, your beliefs, you could figure out or learn more about what it is that you would like to believe in, your life's purpose, as well as your philosophy. This could cause a little bit of tension and frustration. Usually if it does cause tension and frustration, move away from that. You could be more vocal about what your experience is during this time as well too. The sun being in your ninth house is going to make you focus on your life's purpose over this next month too. So just be sure that you are paying attention to whatever it is that you best align with. Now, it is also throwing a trine to your fifth house. Jupiter's in your fifth house. Trying out the lottery, as I said before, will definitely be beneficial, especially for Capricorn risings during this time. It is also forming a loose conjunction to Uranus. So this can actually mean sudden windfalls or sudden money coming in for those that do win the lottery or do try out for the lottery as well. It is at 15 degrees. So I will say a little accidental energy. Just watch out for that as well. Watch for any tricky energy as well too. Now you do have the North Node in the fourth house. Right now, a major focus is on really gaining that stability, emotional stability for yourself. Now financial stability, remember, the South Node's in your 10th house, so you're not really meant to be focusing on your career status, legacy, life's work, who you are in the public eye. You're really understanding who you are at a core foundational level. Okay, Chiron's also here too, so wounds can definitely pop up from the past. Nostalgic wounds regarding the mother as well. Home could feel a little tense during this time, but I will say just be sure to watch out for any reckless energy in your personal life, all right? Let's see here. We have Neptune in your third house. Great for singers, great for artistry too, but your communication may be a little mismatched, especially because we're about to go into a retrograde as well. It is throwing an aspect to Mercury here too, so just be sure here that we are establishing that connection with the universe. That way we have a better understanding of what our thoughts are, or what's really on our mind. Pay attention to your dreams during this time too. You will actually have a better time communicating them. With Saturn here may come with a little bit of time, a little bit of delay. Saturn is at a critical degree currently and it is retrograde, so just be sure that we are relearning those lessons that we've learned in the previous, okay? All right, let's see here. We see, what about Virgo rising? So Virgo rising, right now you have the Sun, Mercury, and Mars in your first house. Mars in the first house, how did that manifest for you? You know, because I will say it usually causes frustration, or you just want to be by yourself, because Virgo is the hermit, of course, and with Mars being here, you could just get frustrated by the outer world. I will say, just be sure to learn any lessons in regards to if you're yearning for a relationship, if you want a relationship during this time, just be sure that we are looking at that from a realistic sense. Since we do have Neptune here, it's still retrograde, so this may be an internal shift that may be happening, or this can be internal visions that you may be having in regards to relationships. But since Saturn's here and it's also at a critical degree too, it is very recommended that you take a look at any people that are no longer serving you, or really approach relationships in a realistic point, okay? Let's see here. We have nothing in the second. I mean, we have this hooky thing, but I don't read Sirius. Okay, so we have Moon in the third house. This just means that right now, if you're feeling anything that is not of service to you, be sure to communicate those out, or communicate your feelings through. We're in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, and I'm like, ah. But let's see here. Yes, when Moon in Scorpio right now, there could be some type of thoughts that could be coming about, some deep thoughts that may like shift, you know, for you. It may not be your regular thoughts, so just pay attention to that. Now, I also will say Mercury is about to go retrograde in the next hour, you know, so right now we are in the shadow period, but when Mercury is retrograde, especially within your first house, make sure that you are paying attention to the direction that you're taking in life. This is really going to be thoughts that may come in. You may even get news that'll help you redirect your path, but usually for the most part, when it is in Virgo, since it's in its home sign, Virgo kind of already knows what to do. Just be sure not to over worry yourself during this time as well too, okay? Let's see what else is going on. Pluto in the fifth, I just will say powerful for creativity, but just be sure that we are not going out willingly and just going out with everybody for the sake of love and romance, okay? Because that can actually be quite transformative for you. North Node in the 8th house right now, since the North Node just shifted into Aries not too long ago in the fairly recent, just be sure here that you are prioritizing your healing journey. Moon here is also another indicator of that, but with Chiron popping up, this can bring some psychological wounds up, the things that we could have suppressed. Make sure that we're not reacting to them, but facing them head on and just feeling the feelings through, okay? Jupiter is in your 9th house around Uranus as well. So with Uranus in the 9th house, you may be a little bit rebellious around finding your life's purpose, your religion, belief system as well. Perhaps the meaning of life for you may just be all over the place. Or perhaps you want to just figure out your own. It is really important here that we're taking advantage of all the opportunities that are coming towards you at this time. Watch for tricky energy here too. Not every belief system and not everything that you hear, it may resonate with you. It may not be the best for you as well on your journey, okay? And that's pretty much it for the Virgo risings, all right? But since everybody is here, hello, welcome back. How we doing here? I'm your Pisces MC, Trevor Quincy. Today we are doing $10 live readings at TRZO LLC. You can send that Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. Just be sure to include your birth date, time, location, and we'll definitely add you to the queue. As we see, we have nobody on the list. We will be adding to the list. If in the case that you are an international and you're watching us here, hello, just let us know where you're from. I am here in an undisclosed location that I cannot tell you at this very time, but for those that have been watching my live, you guys know where I am. All right, but I will say here, for any international birthdays, I know you guys do day, month, year. Just be sure to send it month, day, year, if in the case that you are interested in a reading today. All right, so we're going to take a look at the sidereal transits right now. Right now we have Sun at 6 degrees Leo, Moon 28 Libra, Mercury 27 Leo, Venus 20 Cancer retrograde, Mars 3 Virgo, Jupiter 21 Aries, Saturn 9 Aquarius retrograde. Saturn is at a critical degree. Uranus 28 Aries, Neptune 2 Pisces, Pluto 4 Capricorn retrograde. Neptune is also retrograde. North Node mean 3 degrees Aries retrograde. North Node true 2 degrees Aries. All right. So if you guys have any questions for astrology, if you guys want anything answered, let me know. And if you guys also want a reading, I will leave, hold on a second. I'll leave this up so you guys know what we're doing here. Let's see here. Was hating on them for years. What did you talk about? You talk about the Plutos? Let's see here. Oh, Cap Rising. No, see, Cap Rising is because it's that Pluto placement. I'm just ready for Pluto to be in Aquarius. I'm a Cancer Rising, so Pluto's been in my 7th for the longest time. And so for us cardinal signs, we've been going through it, and nobody has given us enough credit. Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. We've had Pluto in an angular house, so that means Pluto has been dominant in our chart for the last 15 years. It's sick. It's sick, you know? But you know what? Come 2024, I believe it's January 11th, that Pluto will be going back into Aquarius, and it will be there until about 2043, you know, so we have hope. We do. But I will say Jupiter is also going retrograde on September 4th, to my recollection, which means that for the cardinal signs, we're actually going to have some relief. But we're going to have a lot of planets in retrograde coming up, because I know Mercury's going retrograde within the next hour. We have Jupiter going retrograde. Venus is getting out of retrograde. Look at God, you know, but we're going to have Saturn still in retrograde, Uranus and, no, not Uranus, Neptune and Pluto, and then we have, did I say Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and then we have Mercury, and then by the time the year ends, Uranus will eventually go into retrograde too. So we got some introspection that we got to do, don't we? All right, let's see. We got some questions here. What about Pisces risings? You want some Pisces? Yes. So Pisces risings right now, it may be a little bit difficult to figure out what it is that you would like to do. Establish that connection with the universe. Get clear on that vision. Sometimes I know it's a little hard to put that vision into words, what it is that you'd like to do or how to go about doing it. Sometimes it's best that we take that step back, but with Saturn, as long as you're taking some type of action and it has consistency with it, you'll be a-okay. Right now is just more of the introspection time, because deep down you kind of know what to do, but it's more like I'm not at that space to where, because you see the big vision, but you have to get there. It's the process of getting there with Pisces. And so as long as you can take whatever action with the things that you have around you, that's all great right now. You also need to focus on your finances during this time, with North Node being in that 2nd house of Aries. Watch for impulsive or frivolous spending, spontaneous spending as well. Definitely watch out for that. Reel that back in too, okay? Since your 2nd house is manifesting currently, let's see here, 6 places from itself, there could be some financial issues manifesting for you at this time, especially if you're spending frivolously too. All right, 3rd house, we have Jupiter, and we also have Uranus here. A lot of thoughts going on up here. Be sure that we're not being stubborn in things, and we're opening our minds up to potential other possibilities, all right? Uranus here is also giving you a lot of ideas to help you towards your future too. So if in the case that you may feel stuck and stagnant, just pay attention to your thoughts, but don't dwell in them. Don't stay there for so long, all right? We have nothing in the fourth, nothing in the fifth. Sixth house, we have Venus going retrograde here. Just be sure that we're not giving so much of yourself to the point that you are giving towards your detriment, okay? I have Venus in my sixth house natally, so I will say here, also watch your intake of sweets for all the diabetics out there, okay? With Venus being in the sixth house, this can actually bring about some health issues from the sweets, all right? But I will say here also, learning your worth and value in your day-to-day, your workspace. Perhaps maybe you may not like your coworkers or you may not like your job and you're just saying, is it worth it? Now is still a great time to do it. We have I think it's the next week or two until Venus gets back direct. And when it goes back direct, it will still be in your sixth house. Just be sure that you're not over giving your energy to other people that really don't deserve it, okay? You have a lot going on in your seventh house right now. We have the sun at 0 degrees here. Major focus is on relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. We also have Mercury here. Contracts for you guys, because Mercury is going retrograde within the next hour. If in the case that you do have any contracts that you need to sign, just be sure that we are reading them through, dotting those I's, crossing our T's. It's actually better if you write your own contract, especially with Mars's influence there with a loose conjunction with Mercury. Usually when I see Mercury in the seventh house, it's usually an indicator to me that you should be writing your own contracts to begin with. But with Mars there, that just adds the independence to that as well. Also, if you have an issue with somebody else, just be sure to include that person. Don't include the whole world talking about, well, other people don't do this and you're the only person. Just keep it to, you know, the one-to-one connections, okay? Nothing going on in that 8th house, 9th house. Emotional fulfillment could be found by finding some purpose within your life, really leading within your beliefs or your philosophy. Be a little delusional, okay? But also focus on that healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, making peace with your past too, okay? We got nothing going on in that 10th house, 11th house. We still have Pluto here. You could definitely have some power online or through some means of influence as well. Definitely be sure that we are paying attention to our hopes and wishes as well, and we're taking action towards that. And since Pluto is retrograde, Pluto may be sending those harsh lessons from within, where kind of it's like we know, you know, what it is that we need to do, and we know what action that we should be taking, but if we don't take it, Pluto will definitely move on your behalf, and it may not be the sexiest of movements, if you know what I mean. All right. Now, I will say here, every planet in your chart is a perspective. Like Pluto's a perspective. Thank you for the heart. You know, Pluto's a perspective, Saturn's a perspective. But when you put them all together, that tells the story of your life. Like, say, for instance, in this current chart, transit chart that we're looking at, Saturn basically wants, in this position, Saturn wants not only for you to have a home, to get that emotional fulfillment, to be happy deep down, but it also wants you to feel happy within your day-to-day, to maybe establish a routine to give back to yourself, and to feel more like your pure self, okay? So Saturn may desire to have success, career, success, legacy, to build your own, for whatever that may be for you, but Saturn here is throwing its aspect towards the 3rd, throwing its aspect towards the 7th, and throwing a 10th aspect as well onto the 1st house. So really, you need to spend time with yourself too. But that's just one perspective out of all the chart. And I know what I just said is a little bit confusing, but every planet is a perspective. And if you put all those perspectives together, that's when you start making the story of what you're here to do. All right, let's see any questions that we have go so far. I know that I just got a PayPal up to 22. Look at God. Look at God. All right, let's see here. Let me put this back up and we will add to the list. Okay, so readings are $10, as I said today. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, TRZO LLC. It is $10 because we are back. We're in a new location. We have a new setup. Look at God, just shining, isn't it? Yes. You know, if in the case that you are sending your $10, thank you in advance. And just be sure to include your birthday, time, and location. For example, if you were doing international birthdays, I know you guys do day, month, year. Just send it month, day, year. That'll help me out because I am from America. And we just do it backwards because we want to be that person. Okay. Let's see here. So Lena's up first. And then for anybody else that sends, just let me know. Let me know. Let me know. That's right. Tell your friends. And also list your big 3 here. I see a lot of people are posting their big 3, you know. Let's see here. I'll post my big 3. I'm a Scorpio sun, Libra moon, Cancer rising, and tropical. In sidereal, I am sun in Libra, moon in Virgo, Gemini rising. All right, what does it mean when you have North Node in Leo retrograde? Well, for starters, all north nodes are retrogrades, except for like a specific day of the year. You know, like there are a few days of the year where the north node is actually direct, and those people, I'm like, I kind of want to know, like, I mean, I've read charts before that have like the direct path, but I'm like, usually all north nodes are tending to be retrograde. But when your north node is in Leo, that just means that your destiny point, what you're moving towards in this lifetime, is working on putting yourself out there, building up that confidence, expressing yourself, tapping into your creativity as well as your inner child, maybe stepping into that divine masculine energy as well, but not giving into the projection of other people, because with Leo, you gotta be strong here. People just always have something to say. They may always have a reaction or a projection because of you just being yourself, so just don't give into that, all right? But that's pretty much what the North Node in Leo is. It's also reckless energy, so definitely watch out for having too much fun. Sometimes with this placement, they may not know when to stop, so okay? Just be cautious of that too. All right. If you don't know your birth time, I mean, I'll say this. You know, birth time is usually essential when I do chart readings. I can still do the reading if I don't have your birth chart, but it'll just be vague in general, you know, and I rather not give you the general gist. You know, I'd rather give you all the specifics. You know, I want to give you I want to give you the wow. You know what I mean? Like, but let's see here. Verlaine is next. All right, last call for the chat. I'm going to continue to do this, but I'm just putting people's names on the list right now. So if in the case that you would like a reading, readings are $10 today as a special. We got a special going on today, $10 of reading. Yes. You know, so TRZO LLC, I take Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. So just be sure to include your birthday, date, time, location. It's trying to sound like I'm from New Zealand, you know, it's a boy's noise. All right, and if you are from international countries, I know you guys do day, month, year. Just be sure to send it month, day, year. All right, Lena, we are starting with you. Is Lena here? That's right. Let's all say hello to Lena. Hi, Lena. Hi, Lena. Do I offer an astrocartography reading? Absolutely. I could do astrocartography today. You know, I'm living in astrocartography myself currently. But you know what? And I said this before. I'm living on my Pluto line. I'm also living on my Jupiter line too. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's a good time currently. I don't think it's bad. You know, like I'm enjoying it. I don't want to jinx it though, you know. And everybody else, Bird Box. You're not seeing this information. Oh, your hat is like, thank you. Tell your friends. You know, I did have to serve some airport aesthetics. You know, I wore my bun and then I also wore my hat too. Then I wore my sunglasses. It was a good time, you know. Thank you. All right, everyone, let's say hello to Lena. Hi, Lena. Hi, Lena. All right, here's how my readings work. What I usually do is before I get into the nooks and crannies of what your chart has to say, I go right down here to see what it is really about. I check for critical degrees, and I just check to see if you have any retrograde planets. Of course, in this case, Lena, you got some retrograde planets. And we're going to talk about it. All right, let's see. We have Sun 11 Gemini. We have Moon 18 Sagittarius. Mercury 17 Taurus. Venus 26 Aries. Venus is at your critical degree. Mars 27 Aries conjunct Venus. Jupiter 13 Gemini. Saturn 12 Leo, Uranus 8 Scorpio retrograde. Uranus is at a critical degree. Neptune 14 Sagittarius, Pluto 11 Libra, North Node 21 Libra retrograde. Your North Node sits right on top of my Moon. And then we have Chiron 3 Taurus, Ascendant 17 Capricorn, MC 0 Scorpio. That MC is at a critical degree, quite important for you, okay? What's a critical degree? Great question. So critical degrees are degrees of significant importance, meaning that if you have a critical degree in your chart, the universe is kind of giving you, you know, that you need to pay attention to this placement here because it's going to be bringing you some key information on how to move forward pertaining to that sign. You know, I don't get it. What do you mean you don't get it? It hurts looking at Placidus, not gonna lie. This is why I read Placidus, but I don't read Placidus. I read whole sign. But Placidus, I don't really look at all that much. I always, I just, in my mind, convert it to whole sign. But yeah, that's what a critical degree is. It's just basically the universe saying, please pay attention to this placement, you know, whatever it is. And you also want to pay attention to the sign and the house that it falls into, okay? Do you need full government name or the name I go by for a reading? Nope, just your first name is fine. I don't need the whole government. I mean, I need your birth date and time and location. I need that government, but I don't need your name. You know, I'm not IRS, okay? Let's see up here. Okay, Capricorn Ascendant. In this lifetime, part of your mission is to really focus on your career, status, legacy, life's work, building something for yourself from the ground up. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. No. Okay? Because you do have Saturn ruling your chart. Where is Saturn in your chart? It's 8 places from itself. In Leo here, you may feel at times that your energy may be a little bit weak. You may feel like as you get older, you may not have the patience for certain things as well too. But with Saturn, it does give you that discipline, and it does technically tend to get better with time. Just be sure here, if in the case that you are feeling weak, it's time to introspect. It is time to let things go on a psychological level here too. Part of your mission here is to go below the surface, accept the darker aspects of life, and confronting your fears with intimacy, vulnerability, holding on to things that no longer serve you or that are no longer in alignment as well, okay? But part of your mission is also to build up your confidence, to put yourself out there and not give in to other people's projection. That's what's going to help you to step into your power. Now, I may say that the projection could come from family, your mother especially. This can come from hidden enemies. You may even feel that sometimes your faith is dwindling because of the fact that life just may seem hard. It may seem like sudden events keep happening for you here, but it's really strengthening you at a psychological level, but it's really asking you to be strong and then to step into your power. This is actually going to help you in the field of career, status, legacy, and life's work. And since Leo is in your 6th house here, it's actually 11 places from itself. A lot of gains can come from stepping into your power and really going and prioritizing your healing journey here too for you, okay? Now with Saturn throws some special aspects for you. And as I said, it's throwing an aspect to your 10th house, so focus on career, status, legacy, and life's work is going to be here. It is throwing an aspect to Pluto as well. So I will say, since Pluto is in your 10th house natally, this is technically a placement where people really like you, people really don't like you, just don't give into the projection here. Very magnetic to the masses, very powerful here too. A lot of transformation that's going to happen within your life to help you towards your career. It is in a loose conjunction, just making sure here. We have Pluto 11 Libra MC. No. What was I looking for? North Node. Okay, so North Node's at 21. Okay, so we have a loose conjunction with Pluto and the North Node here. North Node is really trying to push you towards building your own career, really building something up for yourself. Just allow other people to help you out here, okay? That's what's also going to help you to step into your power here too. Your Saturn does desire to be financially well stable, does want some money in the bank, nothing wrong with that. Also wants you to establish your worth and value. The universe definitely may test you from time to time. Just ask yourself when enough is enough. That will definitely help you to figure out your worth and value too. Just be sure here that we're not spending frivolously. I mean, you have Aquarius in the 2nd house. Your hopes, wishes, and your fulfillment, your future endeavors can actually be a source of your income here as well too. All right, just also making sure that you don't have any duplications. Oh, you actually do. Taurus and Scorpio is duplicated. So that energy of Taurus and Scorpio is going to be very highlighted in your life. Energy of worth, value, finding or how other people may view you or your worth and your value as well. Transformation as well as going below the surface, your healing journey as well. Those are going to be energies that you kind of feel much more. Now, the energies that may be a little bit reserved for you is Aries and Libra, finding your identity, dealing with relationships, forming that relationship with yourself may be a little hard for you, all right? Let's see here. I let go of my family and my life got immensely better. See, you know what? For you, you already know what it is that you got to let go of. You're already one step ahead of the gang. You know, let's see here. Oh, what's retrograde, conjunction, those terms? So for retrograde just means when the planet is appearing to move backwards from Earth's perspective. It is a signifactor of reflection, going within, introspection too. Could also be some blessings manifesting for us. Conjunction is an aspect where the planets are close together. For example, we're going to use Lena's chart as an example. She has Venus and Mars conjunct. I do too. Not in Aries though, mine's in Sagittarius, but in this would be considered a conjunction because they're close together. All right. Alara, thank you so much for explaining. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Am I still taking people? Yep, I just started. It's going to be $10, but I'll let you guys know in just a second. I don't want to take away from the reading I'm doing currently. All right, let's see here. Nothing in the second. Oh, also, by the way, if you guys have empty houses, nothing to worry about here. That doesn't mean that these things are not going to happen for you. It just means that it's not going to be a priority lesson in this lifetime. Wherever you have placements, that's usually what the planets want to teach you here. Every planet is a teacher. Every placement is teaching you something. It does desire something as well too. But if you don't have a placement in a specific house, just look towards the ruler, because those themes are going to be included in the lessons that are being taught to you. All right. It's a spicy conjunction. Look, I'll tell you that. Yes, it is a spicy conjunction. But having it in the 6th house doesn't make it as spicy. You know, I'll tell you that. All right, moving on here. You got nothing in the 3rd house here too. But I will say with the 3rd house Pisces, it is really important that you establish some type of connection with the universe, because sometimes your thoughts may be all over the place. You know, your thoughts definitely have a lot to do with your subconscious here. But with your 3rd house being 4 places from itself in that 6th house here, this needs to be a routine here. A lot of thoughts racing through your mind here, but it is really important to get a hold of them, and also really to do that subconscious work, that subconscious reprogramming as well. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. In your 4th house, we do have Venus and Mars. I'm not gonna lie, Venus in the 4th house, it's the family that tries to make the public look like everything is peaches and cream, but then behind the scenes, it's really giving something different. Right, the toxic family. Where do we send the $10 via PayPal? To TRZO LLC. TRZO LLC. TRZO LLC. All right. But yes, it's really giving that. And when it's conjunct Mars, this can cause frustration as well. All right. Now, I will say here that with Mars being in Aries, it is at home here when it's conjunct Venus. There is the blending of this energy in the 4th house. Be sure to listen to your intuition and not to rush through your emotions or processing your emotions. When Mars is in the 4th house here, you need to face your emotions head on. You need to face them in the face. I know it's a little tedious and, you know, the process is a little drawn out, but you're going to have to be able to face that head on. If not, this can lead to violent outbursts and lashing out, and we don't want that. Now, do away. All right. With Venus here, as I said, you can actually be really good in real estate. Mars here too, despite popular belief. With Mars in the 4th house, great for acquiring land. Keeping it, totally different story. It is tedious. I'm telling you, it's a process. It's a process. It's no walk in the park. All right, moving on to your 5th house here. Now we have Chiron, we have Mercury here too. I actually have these 2 placements in my 5th house too. With Chiron in the 5th, every time when you try to express yourself or to be your most authentic version, you were always shut down in a sense, and it really could have harmed you in your worth and your value as well. Definitely could have caused you to question what it is that you are actually worthy to receive, or it definitely could have been that you may have undervalued yourself. Okay, TRZO LLC is my Cash App name, everybody, but I don't want to interrupt the reading again, so I will do it after every reading. I will make sure to tell you guys, okay? But I will say here, to establish your worth and value, which is something that may be unconscious for you, you have to be willing to sit with your feelings and deal with them through and face that head on. Why? Is because not only will you be able to heal yourself, but you'll be able to help to heal other people too. It's a process. It really is. Because for me, mine is in Scorpio. And I'm like, what I've noticed is that when I start doing my healing work, the things that you think will hold you back tend to change and be completely different. How about that? But with Mercury in the 5th house, I will say very witty, very charismatic too, very good speaker. And you tend to take your time when you're speaking too. Just be sure here that we are watching for any misinformation, or we're not being truthful, because when Mercury's in the 5th house, this can actually indicate lying energy. Okay? Since this is manifesting, as I said, 12th from itself, just be sure here, if you're trying to hold something back from somebody, just say it. You know, express it. Mercury wants you to express it, and it also wants you to cater or find your right tribe, find your right audience for you. All right. Now, moving on to your 6th house here, major focus in your life is going to be on your day-to-day events, your daily responsibilities, your errands as well. Just be sure here that we're not overworking ourselves to our detriment. So with Jupiter here, you could be a busy bee. Just watch for your physical health, since Jupiter will tend to expand that as well. This can also add to your fitness routine as well. Just be sure not to overwork out, you know, because that can definitely cause some health concerns, and you can actually be walking yourself into that transformation with that trine to Pluto here. Okay, very good worker. You could sometimes be a workaholic energy. I'm not gonna lie here too, but I will say here, just be sure not to overdo it. Do it in moderation. That would be great. With your 6th house ruler being 12 places from itself, some things in your day-to-day, perhaps maybe how you may present yourself, how you may go about gaining some experience, maybe a little bit unconscious for you. Be sure that you are open to hear other people's perspective, but don't listen to it if it is coming off projection-wise, if you get what I mean. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How you doing? Let's see here. We got nothing going on in the 7th house in Cancer. You may feel emotional fulfillment in relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. It is really important here that whatever connection that you are getting into, that you feel emotionally fulfilled within that connection as well. I have no work-life balance, project manager, 200 employees here. Yeah, no, because I see that you got an overactive energy within Libra, but you need to be able to find that balance in your home life. You may feel as though that when you're at home, you have a lot of energy and you may not know what to do with it. It is very beneficial that you learn how to rest, or wherever you're at home, find things within your home that will allow you to get that energy out. I know working out definitely helps you out, helps me out too, but just be sure to try different things. Keep your options open and open yourself to receiving too, especially at home too. May help you out here. Making room now. That's what I like to hear. We already did that 8th house Saturn here. This could also be an indicator for longevity for Saturn in the 8th. Just be sure here that we are not holding on to things that no longer serve us. May not be the healthiest life, I'm not gonna lie, but it does usually give a long life, usually grants that here too. Can grant an inheritance. It may just come with delay. That's that. 9th house in Virgo, you may be nitpicky a little bit about your belief system, about what you believe in your life's purpose, your philosophy as well. Be sure to ask questions. Nothing wrong with that as well to get to the bottom of it. If people can't answer your question, usually that person isn't for you. If the belief system, the philosophy can't answer your question, may not be for you. Listen to what your body is telling you. Listen to your body. Listen to what your body is telling you. I'm going to say it one more time. Listening to what your body is telling you can definitely point you in the direction of your life's purpose. With that 10th house here, I already talked about Pluto. We already talked about the North Node a little bit. Great placement for the North Node, by the way. With North Node being in Libra, also brings that incorporation of relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. Just be sure here to watch out for that reckless energy or trying to step over somebody just to get ahead as well, too. That can definitely manifest with North Node here. Part of your MC is to transform the collective as well as teaching them how to step into their power by going through your own transformation. This means letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of what no longer is in alignment with you. Also being sure to prioritize your healing journey, what's coming up to your surface as well. This may happen suddenly for you with Uranus being in Scorpio. Sudden transformative events that may happen, and it may cause you to process and heal in a timely fashion. That's actually preparing you for the work that you are meant to do in the collective as well. Since this is in your 11th house too, pay attention to your ideas. They can be quite innovative, and they can actually be they can put you in a very powerful position in life too. Now with Uranus and Scorpio here too, your losses can actually incorporate towards your gains. The 11th house is the traditional house of gains. Scorpio is the sign of loss. So anything that you may have felt that you were shorthanded in, or you didn't really get what you deserved, all of those is actually kind of accumulating towards your gain. So it's brutal with the jealousy at work. That could actually be because of Pluto in the 10th house. Some people are just jealous because they see something within you and they see the way that you present yourself, and that may just make other people bitter. At the end of the day, don't give into that projection. Anytime when you have dominant Pluto placements or Scorpio placements, that's usually an indicator that you serve as a karmic mirror for people. Just you being yourself is an example of what other people are not, and that can actually make other people upset. That can make other people project, and because you give them that ultimatum to heal or to project, and 9 out of 10 times we already know what they're gonna do. Trans and the most successful. Absolutely. That's right. Let's see here. And then in the 12th house, last but not least, we do have the moon. We have Neptune here. Great for your subconscious here. Definitely ain't nothing wrong with being a little delusional to get to the top, But let's see here. I will say, since the moon is here, mother figure could have been karmic, family could be karmic as well here too. With moon in the 12th house, sometimes it's hard to understand your emotions and where they're coming from. It's hard for you to feel certain things because you're trying to think about what you're feeling as well. With Neptune being conjunct your moon, that obviously doesn't help either. But I will say, over time, once you're doing your healing work, going below the surface, this may make it more easier for your emotions to come to the surface, or for you to feel your emotions too. You have a very big heart here. You're definitely a giver, but be sure that you're not giving to the wrong people. Sometimes you've given to people that really didn't deserve your energy, and that could have caused a lot of hidden enemies to take advantage of you. People that didn't really have your best interest at heart. part too. It is really important too that, ain't nothing wrong with giving a little bit of assertion, especially to protect yourself emotionally, because that will draw away the wrong people and it will keep the right people too, all right? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. All right, let's see here. All right, everyone, we are doing readings. Readings are still open. If in the case that you would like a reading, it is $10 today as a welcome back. It's kind of like, I feel like I'm in school. I'm not going to lie here. I kind of do feel like I'm in school. But we are not in school, but we are in session, I'll tell you that. So if you do want a reading, it is $10, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Of course, if in the case that you are sending that $10, we thank you in advance. Just be sure to include your birth date, time, and location. If you are sending from an international location, just be sure to format it in month, day, year, okay? Let's see who is next here. Give me 1 second. I'm just exiting this out because I don't need that anymore. All right, let's see who's next. Up next, we have Margot. Margot's up next. Margot. All right. Oh, we got a native New Yorker. That's right. Are you still in New York? Now that's the gag, I'll tell you that. Everybody bird box, bird box, bird box. While I type in this information. Bird box. She's a native New Yorker. Oh, that's right. All right, let's see here. All right, I'm here. Queen, I saw your notification just pop up not too long ago. Verlin is here. Uh-oh. Yep, so Margot's next. Verlin. Oh, wait. Oops. Oh. I typed in Margot's information, so here's what I'm going to do, because Verlin was next. Just kidding. So Margot, hold off a second, but I got your chart pulled up. Hopefully it doesn't make me type it again. Okay, let's see here. Astro charts. Yes, please. All right. I have an important question. I have an important... Oh, you can do hers? Okay, Verlin, I'll get to you next. You're so nice. Oh, I just exited out. Okay. Okay, so Margot, I'm going to do you first, and then I'm going to get to Verlin. Is my draconic chart my real chart? How do you feel about draconic charts? I love draconic charts. I actually look at my draconic chart quite frequently. Not as frequently as I used to, but yes, I do resonate with draconic charts because it's your soul self. It's who your soul was before it came into this lifetime. It's your higher self. It is said to help you to move towards what it is that you want on a soul level. So do pay attention and incorporate what your draconic ascendant, your big three maybe. And also pay attention if you have any conjunctions towards your draconic chart and your tropical chart too, because tropical astrology is what dictates your draconic chart. All right, 21 and 1981. Yeah. Also, what's up with all these AI, like, gang, yes, we're gonna do this today. Like, what's up with all that? Like, I just don't get it. All right, everyone, let's say hello to Margot. Hi, Margot. Hi, Margot. All right, locked in with mine as well. That's right. No worries. Thank you so much. What about sidereal? Sidereal, no, because draconic is not based off of sidereal. It's using tropical calculations to get to it. Sidereal is a little different because sidereal's behind tropical about 24 degrees. Tropical doesn't take into consideration axial precession. Neither does draconic astrology. Sidereal astrology takes into consideration axial precession, the rotation of the Earth's axis. Quick money and fast money, LOL. I've only been looking in tropical. Yeah, no, definitely look at all three because I'm telling you, it paints that story, So definitely pay attention to all three charts. That way you can get a better sense of what it is that you are wanting to do or really just getting a better sense of your energy, okay? I appreciate you sharing your knowledge. Oh, well, thank you. The pleasure's all mine. All right, Margot, let's see what you got going on here. Sun's at 0 degrees Gemini. Sun's at a critical degree. We got Moon 25 Sagittarius, Mercury 21 Gemini, Venus 11 Gemini, Mars 19 Taurus, Jupiter 0 Libra. Jupiter's at a critical degree. Were you born in 1981? Let's see here. You were born in 1981. Only reason why I asked is because you were born during that grand conjunction with the air signs there too. Uranus, oh sorry, did I say Saturn 3 Libra? Well, Saturn 3 Libra. Uranus 28 Scorpio, Neptune 24 Sagittarius, Pluto 21 Libra. Your Pluto's conjunct my North Node. Everything's conjunct my North Node today, I'm telling you that. You know, North Node 5 Leo, retrograde, Chiron 18 Taurus, Ascendant at 14 Aries, and MC 7 Capricorn. All right, let's see here. All right, so part of what you're meant to do in this lifetime is really cater to your independence, okay? In a past life, you were really focused on relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts, all right? Definitely could have been an authority figure or the dominant one in a relationship. Perhaps maybe you were the breadwinner in your relationship as well, too. Could have been in a very powerful connection in past life, but in this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on your life's direction, what you would like to do, focusing on finding your own identity, forming a sense of independence, going after that life's direction, taking action towards those things as well, too. It is also very important that we're watching for impulsivity and spontaneity. All right, your chart ruler does sit second from itself, which is not that bad at all, too. So part of your mission is to really learn your worth and value, as well as building up some income for yourself. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that you can't work, or you can't work in a 9-to-5 or anything like that. This just means that you're just working on bringing in some income for you, but not equating that to your worth and value as well. Now, we do have Chiron here in the second house, which means that we do have wounds around your worth and value. Perhaps this could have stemmed from, let's see here, this actually could have stemmed from your immediate environment, your siblings. This could actually stem from cousins as well. Perhaps maybe you felt like you were in the wrong town, or you were just around the wrong people, but there are wounds pertaining to your worth and value that hit on a deep level here too. It is really important that you understand what it is that you are meant to do, really asking yourself when enough is enough for starters, because I can already tell that your patience was definitely tested, you know, so just be sure, and also not to rush throughout your healing journey too with that Mars Chiron conjunction in Taurus too. Usually Mars and Taurus I'm not so concerned about, because Mars and Taurus usually takes its time naturally, because it is Taurus energy here. We don't have any major aspects to that Mars or to Chiron either, so I'm not really bothered or worried with that. Just be sure here with Mars being in that second house that we're not spending impulsively or frivolously, okay? With that third house here, no, never mind, because Sun's at a critical degree in your third house. It's at that 0-degree mark. Your Sun's at its purest energy here, so this means that a major focus for you is going to be on communication, developing your skills, your siblings, your cousins, your immediate environment, as well as your thoughts, your mind. Definitely pay attention to the ideas that come through, okay? With Venus here, people definitely like what you have to say. Don't hold back your opinion, sharing your thoughts as well, because this can actually help somebody. Just watch for spreading any misinformation or spreading gossip around people. This can definitely come back full circle for you, all right? People may like to hear it, and it may be a good sign, but it is aspecting here Neptune, which is not, it's your subconscious, so that can come back on a subconscious level, and your moon. Also, this may actually help you here to communicate what you are feeling, so just be sure that you are communicating the truth in all that you do, okay? Let's see here, nothing in Cancer in that fourth house. Just be sure that we are listening to our intuition. Your fourth house is manifesting, let's see here, 6 places from itself. With your moon being in Sagittarius, there may be a little bit of an issue trying to process your emotions or get to know who you are on a foundational level. But I will say here, developing a relationship with the universe will definitely help you out here. So just be sure to develop that connection, as well as figure out what you would like to do spiritually. This can actually lead you towards spiritual liberation. Traveling to foreign lands can also be applicable for you too. Developing a routine around this can also be beneficial. North Node in that 5th house in Leo, I will say, part of your destiny is to put yourself out there, establishing yourself, or, well, I wouldn't say establishing, that's more 10th house, but expressing yourself, you know, building up that confidence, and really just having fun with life, enjoying life for its recreation, tapping into that inner child energy. Now, with the North Node in Leo, I have this in sidereal, not an easy placement. Usually things happen to where you kind of have to be strong here, but since your North Node is expressing itself 11 places from itself, tapping into putting yourself out there and really building up your confidence can actually lead to a lot of gains, especially in finding the right community for you, finding the right people that are meant for you, and as well as putting you in the right location at the right time, all right? But I will say with 5th house in Leo, you definitely have a big heart here with that North Node here too. Just tap into that energy. Watch for having too much fun, since North Node can sometimes be a little reckless. When it's in the 5th house, this can talk about recreation and just, you know, enjoyment of life too. Naturally very smart here too with that North Node. And the 5th house, especially expressing itself through that 3rd house. There's a lot of intellect that you should share with other people here. But as I said, also be sure to include your experience in whatever you're sharing with other people here too. That will just make your truth much more authentic. Okay. That birth chart, 1980 or 81? 81. Good eye, good eye. Let's see. We have Jupiter in Virgo. Is Jupiter at that critical degree? Jupiter's actually in Libra, so just kidding. So with this 6th house in Virgo, nothing major to focus on here. Just be sure that we are not overworking ourselves to our detriment. It does seem as here that we have an interception with Virgo and Pisces, and you don't have anything within here. So I will say that that energy with interceptions and duplications can be a little bit tricky. With interceptions, you may not know how to feel that energy when it comes through. So right now we have Mars, Mercury, and the Sun in Virgo, but you may not be very used to what this energy can bring for you. But I will say tapping into your Mercury and Gemini can help you have a better understanding. Tapping also into your Jupiter and Libra can help you out here too. Now you do have a duplication in Leo and Aquarius, so this means that you have an abundance of energy in this department. And you also have, you have an assured sense of what it is that you'd like to do for your birthright. I just want to make sure that that is Leo and Aquarius and not Cancer, Capricorn. Yep, it is Leo and Aquarius. Okay, great, 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 great. Cool, cool, cool. And we're back. And we're back. All right. It's a full moon chart, right? Let's see here. It is not a full moon chart. It is not a full moon chart. It is more, it's past full moon. So it's losing light. So it is wax on, wane off. So it's waning. I think it's moving towards a waning gibbous, you know, but it's, it was, if she was born earlier in the day, or I would say the day prior, it would have been a new moon, but it's moving now towards that waning gibbous moon. All right, let's see what else is going on here. We do have a good 7th house here. Jupiter, Saturn is exalted in your 7th house in Libra. Look at you, doing big things here. Karmic lessons around relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts can definitely pop up for you here. But with Jupiter, these can be expanded lessons, but they're also going to teach you things for your life path to give you that right knowledge and that right experience. With Pluto here, just watch out for any struggles in regards to power in relationship dynamics here. It's going to require you to be vulnerable in connections here too. I'm currently on my Pluto DC line here in this undisclosed location that I cannot tell anybody, but for the people that know, they know, you know. But I will say with living on the Pluto line right now, I personally don't feel it. I would like to know your personal experience with Pluto being in your 7th house here, if there are power struggles here. Since your 7th house does manifest through your, let's see here, through your 3rd house here. So it's 9 places from itself. So this is really a teaching position for you. A lot of people are definitely going to come in and teach you something. Sometimes it may be a little harsh. There could be some really painful lessons that you're learning through relationships. But for the most part, it is disciplining you to master that connection. For business, very great, very amazing. May have a little bit of obstacles and challenge, especially in the beginning. But since it is in a very strong position for you, it's going to manifest and get better over a span of time. Let's see here. I think they still count as a full moon to the next 45 degrees. Are we sure here? Because like, let's see here, because the moon's at 25 degrees and the sun's at 0. I would consider it like a the balsamic moon is, that's before. Like, I don't know. If you guys consider it a new moon, maybe. You know, me personally, I personally look like if it was at the early degrees of Sagittarius, I'd say it's a full moon. I'd say it's moving more towards the waning gibbous. But there's some truth that it could be within the first 45 degrees. If I remember correctly, there was, I don't know if you guys heard of the balsamic moon, how it's like within the 45 degrees of the new moon, but it's not the new moon because the new moon's like right there and a little bit after it passes. But I don't know, it's 25. So I feel for me, it's a little bit of a stretch. That's what I know from Hellenistic, but you may be right. I mean, yeah, look, there's some facts. You know, we love the facts. We love the knowledge here. You know, let's see what else is going on here. Uranus is in Scorpio in that 8th house. Sudden transformative changes can definitely happen for you. It can also affect your personality. So definitely pay attention. If you're not feeling the highest or 100%, chances are you could be in the middle of a transition, or you could have some things that are coming up from the surface psychologically. Just be sure to go below the surface, accept the darker aspects of life, as well as let go of what no longer serves you, letting go of your power, letting go of, you know, letting go of the things that are no longer within alignment with you either, okay? With that ninth house, we have the moon and we have Neptune here. Your beliefs may be a little all over the place. Like you believe in something, you see a vision, you know that there's something there. But establishing that connection with the universe, having that connection there may definitely help you to emotionally fulfill or give you emotional fulfillment. And it also may help you to expand as well too. Just be sure here to watch for the naivete with this placement here too. Could have moved around a lot when you were younger, or you may move around a lot as you progress into your adulthood too, just to explore and experience different places. Just be sure to watch out for naivete if in the case that you are traveling too, okay? Because there may be some things that are hidden, and though you may go because, it's going to give you emotional fulfillment, it may be something that you just want to plan out and look at it from a realistic standpoint. I don't know, Let's see here. Why am I feeling so much Leo energy today? Well, I will say that the sun is in sidereal Leo. I said what I said. Okay, Capricorn MC, you're teaching the collective how to put in the work, which means that your journey's not going to be an easy peasy lemon squeezy journey, especially because that Saturn is exalted in Libra and it is 10 places from itself. So this means that you have karma not only just from Saturn, but you have karma from the MC, from your public, from the career status, legacy, life's work that you're building up. It's going to look, you have some optimism. You have the best of both worlds here, though. You got Jupiter and Saturn dominant as well as Pluto here too. You don't have nothing in your 4th, you don't have anything in your 10th, you don't have anything in Aries. Do we have any dominant planets? Mercury is also dominant in your chart, since Mercury is at home in Gemini. That is dominant for you. And anything else? Nope, that's pretty much it for you, all right? That's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. Hey, Kay, yes, I can add you to the list, which I'm about to pull up right now. All right, that was Margot. All right, and I have a lot more people on the list. All right, so this is the list. If in the case that you would like to donate, the readings are $10 today as for a special of being back. So welcome one and all to a place that I'd like to call Astrology and Chat. If in the case that you would like a reading, it's going to be $10 today at TRZO, or TRZO LLC. You could donate from Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Just be sure to include your birth time, date, and location. For anybody that's over in international waters, just be sure to format your birthday in month, date, year instead of day, month, year, okay? Is this a full birth chart reading? Nah, this is more just quick observations that I'm seeing. I'm giving you the gist of what it is. If in the case that you would like a full reading, I do recommend that you book with me in my bio under Universal Analysis. Private readings are now open if in the case that you would like to book with me. We look at your chart together. We spend, usually it's about an hour reading, but I usually do everything within that hour anyway. I answer all your questions. We laugh, we cry, we do all the A words. It's a good time. It's a good time. So that's the link in my bio if in the case that you would like to donate there. But we're doing readings here. It's going to be 10 dull hairs. All right. I know I have more... I have more names I gotta add here. Okay, let's see here. If you see your name, I got your payment, okay? If you don't see your name, just be sure to have a little bit of patience, okay? Because, yes, that is my Cash App, TRZO LLC. Did my message come through? What did you send a message on? Because if you send it on TikTok, I can't get it until after live. But if you sent it on like Instagram, I can open it on my iPad. All right. And all right. So if you see your name, I did get your payment, okay? And if you don't see your name, just be sure that it's just gonna load. So let's take our time. Let's wait a while before it's too late. Let's wait a while before we come too far. I looked it up and all 8 phases were given 45 degrees. Okay, so it could be new moon. All right, we learn something new every day. I don't know, for me, it was just a little bit of a stretch since it was like 25. You would think that would just be like a waning gibbous just trying to pretend to be the full moon. Oh, thank you. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. By the way, speaking about singing music, I just released my new single today, I Do What I Do. That is out now on all major music platforms. So definitely take a listen to it. And if you want to bop out, you know, you could definitely listen to it on my profile as well. That was the recent 3 that I just posted today. All right, let's see here. I'm getting more cash apps. I'll add more to the list. Let's see here. Let's wait a while. Before it's too late, let's wait a while before we go too far. All right, who's next? We have Verlin is next. Okay, I'll come back to this because since my mail wants to act like it's not given, and it's given, you know what I mean? Donovan, I just got yours, so just gotta add you to the list since Donovan. No, I didn't want to do that. Come on, stop acting foolish. All right. Berlin, you're up next. Gotcha. Did you get mine? Yes, I did. Yes, I got Donovan. I did. It just wouldn't pop up on my email because it was acting sick. All right, Berlin, you're up next. All right, everybody, bird box. Sorry, my mouth is all up on this. All right, let's see here. And we got a time, yes. Everybody, we're doing good today. We like the flow here. All right, here we go. Bow wow. Are you related to Matt Donovan? Donovan's the first name. It is not the last name, unfortunately, for people that are asking today. All right, everyone, let's say hello to Verlin. Hi, Verlin. Hi. We're just going to take a look. Oh, look at that nice grand trine. Yes. Oops, sorry. It's okay. All right, let's see here. Do you got any critical decorous? Oh, gosh, I have a burp. Libra. Oh, we love Libras. Oh, okay, let's see here. We have Sun 16 Capricorn, Moon 21 Aries. Your moon is exactly across from my moon. Literally, like all these planets are just having an aspect today for my moon. I don't know. You know, Mercury 13 Capricorn is at a critical degree. Venus 29 Scorpio, sending thoughts and prayers. Critical degree. Sorry, 29 degrees Scorpio, not a pretty placement. I'm not going to lie to you. But you know what? I have hope. Venus is at a critical degree. Mars 29 Pisces is at a critical degree as well. Jupiter 18 Pisces, Saturn 16 Sagittarius, Uranus 23 Sagittarius. Neptune is protecting you with that 555 energy. Look at that. That could be a confirmation number for you on your journey. Pluto's at a critical degree, 9 degrees Scorpio. And we have North Node 16 degrees Aries, Chiron 17 degrees Gemini retrograde. And we have Ascendant 27 degrees Libra. And we have MC0 Leo at that critical degree as well. I could do your chart. It's going to be $10 to TRZO LLC. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal is acceptable. All right, let's see up here. Let's see what we got. All right, yeah. All right, so in this life, you're really meant to focus on relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. It is really important for you to also have a relationship with yourself. Best relationship that you can ever have here, okay? With your ascendant ruler and your chart ruler manifesting through that second house, your worth and value is really going to be a lesson that you're going to learn, okay? When is enough? Or do you feel worthy? Do you feel like you're undervaluing yourself or overvaluing yourself over certain things? Do you feel that you may be obsessing over money a little too much? These are going to be things or thoughts that may go through your mind or all throughout life, and the universe will definitely test you in this area of your life too. With Pluto being in your second house too, very powerful earner here, but just be sure not to over obsess with money or the things that are material, okay? Because with this, the more you obsess with it, that will actually lead to some type of loss. And Scorpio, nothing lasts forever with Scorpio's energy here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I am a Scorpio sun and nothing really does last forever. But I will say here, you learn how to become smarter with your money. You learn how to do a lot with a little. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, but just be sure here, as I said, that we're not over obsessing, and watch for, of course, the impulsive spending or frivolous spending, since Scorpio may tend to spend in large sums, okay? But with that second house here, it is manifesting through Pisces. It is 5 places from itself. You can definitely learn a lot. You could definitely be a good teacher, teach a lot of people based off of not only your experience, but you can also teach a lot of people about your worth and value. Now, I will say here sometimes, especially since Pluto is close to your ascendant, it is a loose conjunction. Let's see here, because your ascendant's at 27, Pluto's at 9. So I would consider that to be a loose conjunction, though it is over 10 degrees. But I will say, since your Pluto is conjunct, or it's close to your ascendant, a lot of people may project, a lot of people may have issues as to how you may present yourself or how you may really just approach individuality. So just be sure that we're not giving into that projection, because you're actually serving as the mirror to help them to heal their unhealed wounds. But they can either heal or project, and we already know where that's going. All right. In your third house, we have Saturn, we have Uranus here too, given an aspect to Chiron. Don't we just love it? Saturn in the third definitely wants you to watch your thoughts. It really wants you to be more responsible with your mindset too. Sometimes this can lead to pessimistic thinking, and sometimes that can overexpand and it can become you. This can also come suddenly too. But the blessing with Uranus being in your third house is that it can also give you ideas towards your future. So just be sure that we are aligning ourselves in some positive energy for those ideas here too. That can actually also help you to heal. Anything that you are sharing with other people, rather it be your story, rather it be information that you heard, definitely back it up with some experience. That can also help you to heal here too. Okay. I don't know if you can see this a little bit. I'm just going to zoom it up just a little. All right. But I will say with Saturn and Sagittarius, Saturn has a desire to help you to expand here. But I will say that with this placement, it's actually very beneficial for teachers, since you can naturally back up whatever you're saying with experience, or develop your skills in a way that can actually lead you towards your life's direction, your life's purpose, what you are meant to do in this life too. Okay. As I said, part of your belief system, you're meant to share that with other people. That can actually help you to heal. It can bring in the right people, the right community members for you. But it needs to be the balance act. Okay. Since there is an opposition here. OMG, Chiron's in the 8th house. No, Chiron, well, it is in the 8th house in Placidus, but it's in the 9th house whole sign. I read whole sign here. But it is in the 8th house in Placidus. Oh, wow. Sorry, I was taking my whole thing with you. I moved back in my chair. But with Chiron being in the 8th house in Placidus, this can manifest as some traumatic events that could have happened that really could have left some wounds. So really paying attention and prioritizing your healing journey can definitely help you to heal other people's and also yourself as well too. Does Astro Chart show Lilith? I want to see your opinion on Lilith in the 1st house. It does show Lilith. I don't really incorporate Lilith all that much. I could for you, but like if anybody else says it, I'm like, I don't know, you know. But I do feel like giving instruction is difficult, let alone teaching. No, it doesn't necessarily, you don't have to necessarily be a teacher. It just is a good placement for teaching. But for giving instruction, it may be a little hard for you, because Saturn here, Saturn doesn't talk about where you are restricted. Sometimes it talks about where we restrict ourselves. So it is really important with Saturn in the 3rd that you're not restricting yourself from sharing your thoughts, sharing your opinion, sharing your experience. Perhaps it is really important here for you to not hold back anything. Okay? Well, observation, not opinion. Would you please do it for me, since she's in my 1st house and it deals with themes of hers a lot? Well, as I said, like I can give you my observation, you know? Okay, but let's see what else is going on here. We have 4th house Sun, we have Mercury, we also have Neptune here. Neptune in the 4th, this actually can manifest in a variety of ways. Usually I see it as prior to you finding out something about your family, you thought that you were living a normal life, that everything was normal, that life was meant to be that way, but then something happened that kind of snapped you out of that bubble, and it caused you to get into reality, to start questioning a lot. Now, with your Sun in the 4th house, you've also kind of felt like you had to grow up early because of this, or perhaps maybe you were stunted within your early childhood because of this specific thing. Now, with Mercury being here, very intellectual, very smart, this can actually give you a lot of ideas to help you towards your career, status, legacy, and life's work, to make a name for yourself as well. But with Neptune here, it's really important that whatever success that you are going after, that you are really going after it in a realistic sense too, okay? Now, this is throwing aspects to Mars here. I think that is it's kind of a square. But for here, I will say there could be inner conflict and tension in regards to how you go about your day-to-day endeavors. Just be sure that we're not overworking ourselves in our day-to-day too, without Mars being in the 6th house and whole sign. Jupiter being here, you may be a busy bee. Nothing wrong with that. Also watch out for your health too. Now, I will say whatever you're doing in your day-to-day may cause some tension for your healing journey. Okay, it may be certain things that pop up within your day-to-day that may cause a little trigger for your wounds, may cause things to rise from the surface, from below the surface, I should say. It may cause you to have a shift in your thoughts as well too. Pay attention to that, because those are things that are actually going to push you into healing yourself, unless they're triggering you, because this can also come from hidden enemies too. Don't walk yourself into the drama with Jupiter and Pisces, okay? Because sometimes you're very giving personality, definitely very pure here too. But sometimes to help other people, you tend to walk yourselves into drama or energy that is not yours. And it can really affect that, because with Pisces energies, you can tend to absorb energy quite easily. So just be sure here that we are watching for that energy too, okay? With your 7th house being in North Node Aries, and we have Moon in Aries too, you need to face your emotions head on here, since you are Moon dominant technically. Facing your emotions head on definitely help you to make better sense of what is going on. It helps you to feel your emotions. It is also very important that we're not bottling things up that can lead to lashing out, violent outbursts. We don't want that. Now, Zoe, you're so good at reading it. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. Ooh, I see the eyes. Are you giving me that bombastic side eye? Yep, I see you. I'm looking. You know, let's see here with that North Node in Aries here, you are destined to move and focus more on relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contract as well. Now, just be sure here, because with relationships, there could be a lot of unknown or hidden qualities that may present itself, a lot of unconscious qualities that definitely presents itself too. So just be sure here that we are facing them head on and being open to the perspectives that other people offer, because with your 7th house ruler being 12 places from itself, this could lead to loss, this could lead to issues, but not to scare you there, because that's just a byproduct of not being receptive to the unconscious, to things that are unknown as well too. I love how you deliver information. Thank you, thank you. Tell your friends, top tier. Thank you. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Nothing in your 8th house, whole sign in Taurus. Just be sure that we're not being stubborn and holding on to things that no longer serve us, okay? Moving on to that 9th house Chiron here. Now, this could also mean that you've grown up with a type of religion, belief system, philosophy that didn't quite serve you. You wanted out from an early age, but you didn't know how to really take action with going about it. But I can tell that you're at an age now where you can have your own beliefs, you can have your own perspective or your philosophy on life. It is really important here that you share your experience with others. That will actually help you to heal too. But also not to hold back your opinions or hold back your thoughts, because that can actually stifle your healing journey for you. Okay? Now, with your 9th house ruler being, let's see here, it is actually 8 places from itself. This can actually help you to step into your power here, but this can come through intense situations, maybe transformation too. Watch out for naivete, all right? But it's actually really going to be beneficial for manifesting too, if in the case that you would like to bring in some happiness, some luxury into your life. Now, not luxury in the money way, but like, I guess like domestic luxuries, if that makes sense. All right. Now, 10th house Cancer, we don't have anything here. Just making sure that your MC is at 0 degrees in Leo. So that means that you have an 11th house midhaven. Look at you. You know, how to go after happiness, or how to go after like the domestic luxuries. It's really first and foremost, like, I don't want to sound cliche and I'm like, oh, align yourself to your thoughts or anything like that. I'm not going to give that. With the manifesting, when it comes to manifestation, it's really quite, it could be a two-way street here. For you, manifestation may be just like, be careful with daydreaming, but daydreaming can definitely help you because you can see the vision more so than other people. You already know what that vision is. It's all about taking action and doing it, especially with the Capricorn placements that you tend to have here. Jupiter's in its domicile, so you have a dominant Jupiter placement for you here. But it is really important for you specifically to take action all based off of the visions that you have, okay? Love how detailed you are. Thank you, thank you. Tell your friends. All right, so with that with that 11th house midhaven in Leo, it is really important that you're teaching yourself to be confident, putting yourself out there, as well as having fun with life. You know, usually when you have Capricorn placements, it's a little hard for that. I know, I can relate to that, okay? But it is really important that you do focus on having fun, at least towards a collective, or doing things within your career that is fun for you, okay? It is part of your mission in this lifetime, also to help out other people, to build up their confidence and to put themselves out there. Do not give into the projection from the collective. You're at a critical degree here with your midhaven. So it is really important that you're not giving into any projection that people are going to give you just because you're being yourself or you're expressing yourself the way that you should be, okay? This can actually help you towards building an audience for yourself or any future endeavors that you plan to manifest for yourselves. All right, last but not least, before I let you go, we do have Virgo in the 12th house. You may worry a bit about your spiritual journey or how it's all going to end. You know, it is really important here that when you do ask questions, establishing that connection yourself with the universe, it could be whatever you would like to be, okay? Like at the end of the day, your relationship is going to be unique with the universe. Just having some relationship is going to be very beneficial here. It can actually bring some, great energy into your life. It may help you to build up your confidence too, since your 12th house ruler is 5 places from itself in that 4th house. It may bring emotional fulfillment here too. Now, the downsides of this, you may feel like you have a karmic family, or there may be family members that may just, there's some unknown or hidden things there, hidden motives. So just pay attention to that if that's popped up. If you feel like your energy is off around your family, pay attention to that, all right? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. Oh, I see those eyes again. I see, yep, you bombastic side eye. T. All right. Readings. Let's see here. Not greetings. Well, I said readings. Readings and greetings. Oh, didn't mean to do that. All right. Let's see here. You read me so well. Well, that's the goal. Of course, anytime. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know. All right, let's see who else is next. We have Eva is up next, followed by Asusena. I want to put respect on your name. How do I pronounce it? Because I don't want to pronounce it wrong. I'll try it, though. Yeah, come on, up. All right, how do we book if you have a spot available? All you have to do is send $10 to TRZO LLC, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. Readings are still open, but they are going to close in a few because I am getting a little backed up here. And of course, we still have some time and we have some open available slots, you know. But you'll know when I close it because I will literally say that readings are closed and then I'll just follow the list that I have. But this will be my last call for readings. Last call for readings. Let me actually just type that. Last call. Last call. We have heart. All you really need is heart. When the odds are saying you'll never win, wait takes near before you start. Oh, you gotta have heart. Tell your friends. All right, let's see here. Okay, Eva is up next. And then is anybody else going once, going twice? All right, let's see here. Bird box. All right. Eva, I don't have your information. Oh, never mind. I do have your information. So I will say, for the future reference for everybody that is here, if you do forget to send your information, it happens, but we don't know who may be watching this with us, you know, so I just don't want people to access the information that, again, I am typing your information out in the open for all the public to see. Just be sure here that we are protecting your information. So yes, I am bird boxing, but I just want to be sure that I have your right information too. So just for next time, just be sure that we're not putting in the comment section because, you know, somebody creeps. Yeah, they keep it on the down low. All right, let's see here. Booked. Got it. I did get a notification. Yes, that's Bria. So we'll add Bria. And then I just got one. Wow, that was... Hey, why is it doing that? Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, here we go. Yeah, like, I'm gonna leave it. Mercury retrograde. And I'm like, it's tough. It's tough. Sick. I tell you, sick. All right, and then we got Kimberly. Like, I'm like, why'd I have to do the 10, the 10? Like, it just makes me want to, like, tab every, wait. Look, it happened. Okay, let me stop messing around before I end up, like, doing something. All right, everyone, let's say hello to Eva. Hi, Eva. the ruler margin thing. See, I could do it, then highlight all. Yeah, I learned to do that in keyboarding class, but I'm like, I couldn't do it. All right, let's see here. Do you have any critical degrees? We have Sun 14 Aries, Moon 1 Pisces, Mercury 3 Taurus, Venus 15 Aries, Mars 20 Virgo, Jupiter 15 Aquarius, Saturn 10 Aries, Uranus 8 Aquarius, Uranus is at a critical degree, Neptune 29 Capricorn, Neptune's at a critical degree, Pluto 5 Sagittarius, North Node 28 Virgo retrograde, Chiron 0 Scorpio, Chiron's at a critical degree, Ascendant 18 Aquarius, MC 1 Sagittarius. Okay, let's see what's going on here. All right, so in this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on your groups, friends, networks, organizations, as well as the execution of any future endeavors, your hopes, your wishes as well. You do have an abundance of energy here. Now, it's really important that we balance that out since Jupiter is close to that ascendant, all right? But I will say that this does give you a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge and wisdom from past lives too. Because in the past, you were really focused on expressing yourself, putting yourself out there, building up your confidence, not giving into other people's projection, really enjoying life. And in this lifetime, you really want to do something big. You really want to do something different, something that can progress humanity forward. With with Uranus here, it's not going to make you comfortable. Not going to lie to you. Uranus, especially because it's dominant in your chart, it's going to shake things up. When you think you know yourself, boom, something different. It's just going to, come with that stop sign with that one woman that says, don't make unnecessary journeys. So I will say here with Uranus, though, it is definitely giving you some ideas or leading you towards future endeavors that you can manifest for yourself. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Your chart ruler is actually 30 places from itself. I mean, essentially you have two. You have the first ruler in the first house too. Just be sure from being too into yourself, not saying that you're focusing on yourself, but just watch for being like so independent that you're not letting anybody else in. All right, with that first house ruler in the first house. But since you also have your first house ruler in the third house too, with Saturn being in Aries, we cannot rush against the unconscious clock to get things done. I know it's frustrating and things are going to take its time and you just want things happening and you want them to happen now. But you know what? Things happen in their own time and we just can't rush that. No, you can plan things out and you can have all the greatest ideas, but if the timing's not right, it's just not going to work out. Also, you have to learn how to take your time with certain things. Sometimes we can rush to get things done and we may not do it the first time round. We may come across a lot of mistakes. So just be sure here. Yep, I get it. I got Saturn in Aries too. You're not telling anybody who doesn't know, but we do have to take our time within. It's part of your personality too, not the impatient part, but it's really just learning how to take your time. You do have a lot to say. You do have a lot of opinions, a lot of thoughts, and people like when you speak them out. Just be sure to not be too impulsive with the tongue, because sometimes the things that may come out may not be the best thing to be said, so just be sure to think before you say. All right. Now we do have Saturn throwing that lovely aspect to Pluto. It's that trine energy. So I will say for your future, you may think about your future a lot. It may be to the point where it's like intense thoughts that you may have about your future. Just be sure not to overwhelm yourself there, because that can actually lead to transformation happening in your life on a psychological level there, and it may really cause some unease moving into your future. So just be sure to really go below the surface and help, or go below the surface and accept the darker aspects of life and really assess what thoughts or the correct ideas that should be there for your future. But there's nothing to be afraid of, especially because you have technically you have a Pluto dominant because it's conjunct an angle. But I will say here, with Pluto being conjunct your MC to the masses, it's going to be, you might as well just be Hannah Montana, because you're going to attract the people that really like you, but then you're also going to attract the people that have some type of projection towards you. And that's just because of the status or the power that you hold within society, or the thing that you're doing the most. But I will say here with this placement, it is important that you don't give in to projection from the masses. It is going to be very transformative. It could be very intense at times. It may be expanded because it's in Sagittarius. Okay, but it is really important here that you're just focusing on the right people that are for you, staying in alignment with what it is that brings you the most fulfillment, that brings you the most experience as well too, okay? Now you do have Mercury in your fourth house in whole sign. It's in Taurus. I like Mercury in Taurus. People don't really like it. They are slower speakers, but they think before they say. Look, I'm not going to lie. All right. But with Mercury here, it is really important to listen to your intuition and take action after when you're listening to your intuition, instead of not listening to it and then the thing happens and you're just like, oh, I don't know what happened. So just be sure that we are paying attention to our intuitive nudges here, okay? Also being sure that we are really taking care of our emotional well-being. With Taurus being in the 4th house, you're usually emotionally stable, so there's not really much to worry about here with you. But since Mercury is throwing an aspect to your Chiron placement, sometimes Chiron may bring about some situations that could affect you emotionally. So sitting with your emotions and feeling that through can definitely help you out here too. All right. You don't have anything in the 5th, 6th, or 7th houses, so I'm not even going to bother going toward those. Okay, we have the 8th house, Mars in Virgo here. In your 8th house, Mars in Virgo, just be sure not to rush through your healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, making peace with your past, letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of what no longer is in alignment with you. That way you can be in alignment with your dharmic path, the path that you're meant to be on. Now, with Mars in Virgo, it is usually more of a it's a placement that takes its time, so I'm not really quite worried about that, like the speed wise, but you can worry a lot, especially when it comes to things that are happening, because sometimes they happen just suddenly. But it is really important to watch for being impulsive with your healing journey and really being impulsive with deep connections, because you may yearn for a deep connection. It's actually what you're destined for with that North Node in Virgo here, but you need to definitely work on bettering yourself and developing yourself, because you're in this process of self-development with that being in Virgo. So don't rush through that process, because it's actually getting better over a span of time for you. All right. Chiron in Scorpio here. This means that there are wounds pertaining to traumatic experiences that you may have gone through, past experiences too, that may play back in your mind or in your psyche. This could also deal with authority figures. This can also deal with your future, what you're wanting to build for yourself, perhaps making a name for yourself could have brought some wounds here. But I will say, once you prioritize your healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life and making peace with your past, this can help you to not only heal yourself, but can potentially help you to heal other people too. And since this is aspecting Mercury here, it is really important that you are sharing your experience with other people, perhaps sharing your story, sharing how you did a specific thing, because that can actually help people on their journey as well. More than you know, more than you think. All right. Sagittarius MC, we talked a little bit about that with Pluto here, but with Sagittarius MC, you're meant to teach the collective, to have a sort of direction, to really point them in a spiritual direction. This means finding your own belief, going through your own process of finding whatever philosophy works for you. It is really important here, because this can give you power that we're not, that we're watching for indulgence first and foremost, but secondly, that we are watching for giving in or trying to rebel, like fighting other people based off of certain things, and when they're trying to prove you to be untrue or prove your philosophy to be untrue here. Only reason why I say that is because Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, is manifesting through Aquarius, and that can sometimes bring the it can sometimes bring that rebellious energy. So just be sure here that we're not giving into that we just, you brush it off to the side. Choose your battles wisely, all right? Last but not least, before I let you go, we do have Neptune in Capricorn here in your 12th house. Great for the subconscious. It's at home here. A lot of things could be unhidden, so definitely establishing that connection with the universe can definitely help you out here. Just be sure that you are taking your time on your journey and also looking at your spiritual journey from a more realistic lens too, since Neptune can definitely be all over the place. Nothing wrong with being delusional for your spiritual journey, but also since Capricorn is there, just be sure to look at it from the realistic standpoint, and don't rush through your healing journey as well, since Saturn is also in Aries too. This can actually lead you to emotional fulfillment and happiness. All right, but that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank y'all. All right, everybody, readings are closed. Readings are closed. I know if I have you on my list, you are A-okay. I'm going to do you. Readings are closed. I'm just going to back that. Oh, let me do that. There we go. Of course. Can I ask you, always mean by establishing the connection with the universe? Oh, yeah. What do you always mean by that? Yeah. So some people don't have that personal connection or that personal relationship with the universe. And that just means practicing spirituality aside from organized religion or what everybody else is saying on TikTok. Because some people, for instance, if like you go to church, some people only do their spiritual work when they go to church. But spirituality, religion is so much more than just going to church, listening to your favorite spiritual teacher. It's really connecting with the universe and having your own personal connection with that and really working on building that. Because once you build your own personal connection, you know how the universe is working within your life. It may be something completely different. Like say, for instance, law of attraction. That may be a common thing in the spiritual realm that people talk about, or in the spiritual community that people talk about, but that does not work out for everybody. Unfortunately, it's a Jupiterian teaching, and it tends to work out for a lot of people that are Jupiter dominant. And for me, I fell into the trap of listening to law of attraction. I have Jupiter in the 8th house, and I would not attract all these things. I would attract more intense situations into my life when I would do the law of attraction, and I would not know why. I'm Saturn dominant, so paying attention to maybe more Saturnine qualities, or maybe some routines for yourself, that can definitely help you to establish your connection. But that's basically what I mean by establishing the connection with the universe. All right. Oh, I get it. Like adding a little sprinkle. Exactly. All right. Let's see here. Assassina. I want to pronounce your name right. I do. How do I pronounce your name? I'm going to ask you. All right. And do you have your information? I have an 8th and 12th house stellium. Oh, God bless you. Wow. Oh, 333. Look at God. Asusena. Not God bless. Allah, God bless. All right, let's see here. I'm in caps. All right, and yes, I got your information. Bird box. Yeah. 522. All right, without even looking at your chart, I know you have Venus, the North Node, and Jupiter in Scorpio. Immediately already know. My life isn't chilled. I'm tired. Ooh, child, I felt that. I feel that. Without even looking at your chart, I already... Oh, you don't have Venus there. Just Jupiter in the North Node. Oh, well, the moon. You know what they say. They don't say it. Anyway, let's see here. Okay, I just want to just be sure if you have any critical decrests. Let's see. Your name is so pretty. All right, let's see if you have any critical degrees. Sun's at 21 degrees Leo. That's at a critical degree. Moon, 24 Scorpio. Mercury, 23 Leo. Venus, 7 Libra. Now, it says Libra there, but I'm just kidding. Mars, 28 Gemini. Jupiter, 7 Scorpio. Saturn, 10 Pisces. Uranus, 23 Capricorn. Neptune, 21 Capricorn. Pluto, 25 Scorpio. North Node, 19 Scorpio retrograde. Chiron, 11 Virgo. Ascendant, 14 Leo. And MC's at 1 degree Taurus. You only have, I think, that 1 critical degree. Yeah, that's it. Look at you doing big things. All right. Let's just scroll down here a little bit. All right, so in this lifetime, you're really meant to put yourself out there, express yourself, really have fun with life too, catering to that inner child. The sun's here, especially major focus. You need to focus on yourself here, really focusing on the direction that you would like to take in life, working towards independence, as well as not being too impulsive or spontaneous with any decisions that you make, really taking your time here. You're going to have a lot of ideas to follow through. This can actually lead you and help you out in your career status, legacy, and life's work. May bring a little bit of tension, but for the most part, I think this is a no, that's a square. Yep, may bring a little bit of tension, but for the most part, you'll be quite okay once you learn how to figure out how to not balance, but figure out how to help your career status, legacy, and life's work and yourself, merging the two together, kind of like helping them work hand in hand, if that makes sense, okay? Now, we also have Virgo in your 2nd house. Chiron's here, throwing an aspect to Saturn. Not the prettiest placement to have here, I'm not going to lie to you. With Chiron and Virgo, this can bring wounds around being a perfectionist, trying to people please as well. Perhaps you may feel that you want to change yourself because when you are just yourself, people are always projecting onto you. People always have something to say. Like, oh, I don't like how you're saying this, or oh, your delivery with this is just a little this. You're kind of used to other people's criticisms, and you kind of criticize yourself too, which doesn't make it any easier, because this can actually cause harm to your worth and value too. It is really important here that you are asking yourself, for starters, when enough is enough. Secondly, it is really important that we're not giving in to being perfect, because it doesn't exist. Okay? Now, that's not going to come easy. It could come with a little bit of delay, but with consistency, you'll definitely get better with this too. Definitely watch for frivolous spending. I say this to all fire ascendants or people that have fire signs within the second house. Since you have Virgo here, I will say Virgo being in the second house tends to be a little bit more easier than the other two fire signs, because this means that you tend to worry more about money or your income per se. These could be things that you worry about, which can also cause some wounds too. There could be financial wounds here for you. It is really important here that first and foremost, as I said, that we're actually contributing to our healing journey, but also valuing ourselves. That's actually going to help our financial situation. Okay. But hopping to that opposition here, just make sure that you balance that out with going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, as well as making peace with your past. Readings are closed, unfortunately, but unless you are already on the list, okay? With Saturn and Pisces, you're going through your Saturn return right now. It's not the easiest, because Saturn here is really trying to get you to make your dreams a tangible reality. And it could be a little bit difficult when it's in the 8th house here, because with the 8th house, it's teaching you how to let go, and it brings you through certain things within your life to help you to let go of certain things that no longer serve you. But it's not easy. You know, sometimes we tend to hold on to everything and anything, especially with Saturn in the 8th. Like, you'll hold on to report cards that you had since the 4th grade, just an example, you know. But it is really important here that we're letting go of what no longer serves us, letting go of things that no longer have a meaning, or they no longer are helping us in whatever way to grow and evolve. Okay. With Saturn in Pisces, Saturn in the 8th house, it usually does grant a long life, some longevity to it. May not be the healthiest, so definitely just watch your intake of any unhealthy foods or anything like that. With Saturn being in Pisces, you learn the reality of a world that may not be as compassionate as you want it to be. Be the example, be the compassion within yourself. Okay. Moving on to your 3rd house, we do have Venus in Libra. Venus is at home in Libra. In the 3rd house, it does do very well since it's naturally trining its natural natal position. With Venus in the 3rd house, people definitely like what you have to say, so don't hold back with anything that you may have in regards to your opinions, your thoughts, etc. Okay. Also with Venus in Libra, watch for people pleasing. Sometimes you can fall into that trap of kind of just doing what other people want to do just to keep the peace of certain things. You need to learn how to get back to yourself too, because over time, Libra tends to become the diet Aries, you know, after a while, because they learn that when they listen to themselves, they tend to draw away the people that really didn't have their best interests at heart to begin with. Okay, but I do have the report card from 1st grade. Look, I'm telling you, like, it's that Saturn in the 8th. You're keeping things because of that nostalgic value, but at the end of the day, you kind of feel like if you let go of these things that you're kind of losing a part of yourself. Unfortunately, and I gotta be real with this, that part of yourself no longer exists. That part of yourself is within your subconscious, and I feel as though you hold on to that to relive that within your psyche. It is really important here, because I have Jupiter in the 8th house, that you let go of those things, but make peace with that version of yourself if there were any unresolved issues that may pop up, or if there are any unresolved memories that tend to come to the surface too. All right. Moving on to that 4th house, you do have Jupiter, North Node, Moon, and Pluto in the 4th house there. Not easy placements to have here. You may feel like you're breaking some generational curses, and it may be hard for you to express your emotions in the family, or perhaps maybe within your own personal life here too. What you're destined for is to process your feelings and your emotions, to listen to your intuition, to face your emotions head on. Remember, the traditional ruler of Scorpio is Mars, and anytime when Mars has an influence in the 4th house, you need to face your emotions head on. If not, this can lead to violent outbursts and lashing out. We don't want that, now do we? All right. Also, it is to go below the surface, accept the darker aspects of life. A lot of what Saturn in the 8th is teaching you is also what your North Node is going to teach you. But since these are fated events, these are things that you kind of have this unconscious knowing that things are not going to last forever, you know? So these are something that you kind of know fundamentally at your core, but it is really important that you're not going out to seek these deep connections that you may want, or that intimacy and that vulnerability that you may want as well. It's going to come to you. You just have to open yourself to receiving, and Jupiter here is going to give you those experiences, but you have to get out of your own way of controlling everything. That's going to be one of the lessons that Saturn in the 8th is teaching you. You cannot control things that are outside of your control. Weird how that is the 8th house. Okay, moving on. We don't have anything in Sagittarius. We have Neptune and Uranus in Capricorn. You may not stay at the same job for long because you may feel that after a while it's just not doing it, you know, but I will say in your day-to-day, you do have a lot of ideas that can help you to manifest any future endeavors for yourself. Establishing that connection with the universe can also help you out there. The universe, God, whoever you choose to identify with, that source may give you some downloads, some information that can definitely help you to manifest any future goals, visions, or wishes that you may have for your future, okay? But that will come through your day-to-day. Just be sure not to overwork yourself in your day-to-day to watch your physical health, since Saturn has an influence on your 6th house since it rules it, okay? Nothing in your 7th house, 8th house we talked about, 9th house we got nothing, 10th house Taurus MC. So part of your mission in this lifetime is to learn your worth and value and to help other people to learn their worth and value as well. Now, of course, the universe will test your patience here, so you have to ask yourself when enough is enough, but also really ask yourself, where am I holding myself back? Where is it that I'm keeping stagnant because I'm really staying fixed? Remember, Taurus is a fixed sign. It is one of the more stubborn signs, but I'm not going to lie, Aquarius is more stubborn than Taurus is. And I feel like not a lot of people talk about that, you know, but I will say with your career, just open yourself to other people helping you out. Since you have a Venusian ruled or Venusian influence there, other people will definitely help you and guide you towards your career status, legacy, and life's work. Just open yourself to receiving, okay? Readings are closed for today, unfortunately. We have Gemini Mars in your 11th house. There's a lot of passion to go after your goals, dreams, visions for your future. Friends, groups, networks, and organizations can sometimes cause a little bit of conflict and frustration for you because they may not have the same vision that you want, or they may not have the same goals as you. But be sure that you're not getting angry at people because they don't share the similar goal or the similar vision. Remember, everybody's energy is different, okay? You will have a lot of ideas come to you, so just be sure to write something down if in the case that it just comes quickly, okay? Also be sure here, because with Mars, you may find yourself in leadership positions, especially within like large organizations, perhaps even within your friend group. You could be the leader of your friend group. Just be sure not to rush through any future endeavors that you're manifesting for yourself, all right? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. Hello. All right, everyone, readings are closed. We have about 9 more readings that I'm doing, but readings are closed. So if your name is not on the list, I will do the readings probably on Friday, because today's Wednesday. So I will do them on Friday when I'm back. Come on, 444. That's right. Look at God. Looks like I'll be growing a lot in the future. Jinx. Did you finally move? I did, to an undisclosed location that you probably already know. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. All right, up next is Paige. Paige is up next. And remember, everybody, readings are closed for today. But if you want to send a donation, I'll always take donations. Look. All right, so up next is Paige. Hi, Paige. All right. Let's see. And we have Baton Rouge. I did not spell that right. Wow. Mercury retrograde already started. I'm just like, get somebody else to do it. And, okay. All right. Let's see. Congratulations. Oh, thank you. I'm really excited to see what this next chapter is going to be. I already like it, you know. Where I am currently is very quiet, you know, like I'm in a city, but I'm not in the city, you know, so it's like, it's just very quiet, very peaceful. I really enjoy it. I really do. I do. All right, here we go. Why didn't it go? Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, Scorpio ascendant. Let's see here. Just checking if you have any critical degrees. Look at that sun sitting right on the Regulus degree. Sun 29 Leo. We got a critical degree there. Moon 27 Aquarius. Mercury 24 Virgo. Venus 15 Libra. Mars 25 Leo. Jupiter 4 Leo. Saturn 26 Gemini. Uranus 26 Aquarius. Neptune 9 Aquarius. Neptune's at a critical degree and retrograde. Pluto 14 Sagittarius retrograde. North Node 13 Gemini retrograde. Chiron 3 Capricorn retrograde. Ascendant 14 Scorpio. MC 20 Leo. All right, let's see what's going on here. You got a lot of career going on here, don't you? All right, in this lifetime, you're really meant to step into your power here. You're also meant to let go of what no longer serves you. Definitely letting go of what no longer is in alignment with you or this current version of yourself. If you let go of that, it's going to help you to put you in better alignment with your dharmic path, the path that you're meant to be on. Now, this path may feel a little bit intense for you. It may come with a little bit of loss. It may come with a lot of sudden change. You just have to be... Oh, you have to roll with the punches. You know, it's not going to be easy to adapt. It may cause you to, it may cause some psychological, not damage, but like some unpsychological unease. So it's really important here that we are prioritizing that healing journey for ourselves, okay? Your first house ruler can be found through two places. It is second from itself in Sagittarius. Just watch for frivolous spending. Be sure not to obsess with like money or how it's going to come in, because that can actually lead to loss for you, okay? But I also will say you are a very powerful earner. Just be sure to align yourself with your belief system, actually. This can actually help you out to earn an income. If in the case that you are already a teacher too, that can help you out, sharing your experience with others based off of your experience, your life's direction, whatever it is that you've done. That can also be a source of income for you too. Your career can also be a source of income for you. It is 9 places from itself. This can definitely be an expansion for you, since your second house ruler is actually in the highest expression of itself, okay? Then let's see here. Your second chart ruler is actually in the 10th house of career, status, legacy, and life's work. Just be sure not to rush to build anything for yourself, because then that can lead to accidents and stagnation, and we don't want that, okay? Also, be sure to put yourself out there to really have fun with your career, status, legacy, life's work. You can definitely do work in entertainment, since your chart ruler or your 10th house ruler is in the 10th house. You can also be in an authoritative position as well too. This may be something that is coming to you, something that you're naturally going to attract. You may not have to work to get to this specific level. The thing that you're meant to do may come through an opportunity, so just be open to receiving that, okay? Let's see here. Literally so confused on what I want my career to be. Yeah, no, you can do a lot of things here. You may find as I said, you may find yourself in an authoritative position, since your 10th house ruler is in the 10th house. You could do entertainment. You could do something in regards that can fulfill you emotionally here. Is Alara still here? Because this is what I would consider the full moon aspect. If I see that opposition, that's usually what I give to be the full moon. But I will say here, there could be opposition between your mother and father. Perhaps growing up, your father figure may not have been there, or it could be that your mother was emotionally absent, but a parent could have been emotionally absent, could have been the parent that was in the less dominant role, and there could have been an absence of a parent. Could have been mother in this case, because Uranus is conjunct the moon, but there could have been an absence of a parent that could have affected you deeply from childhood, couldn't harden your heart. My father lives in another state. Gotcha. Yeah, there could have been somebody who wasn't there, but prior to this thing happening, did you feel like their life was kind of normal, that you were kind of just living this normal life and everything was going great, but then a situation happened, perhaps it could have been your parents divorcing, that things just started becoming real, and that caused you to question a lot, that actually could have caused you to really detach yourself from your emotions too. Be sure that we're feeling your emotions through feeling what you need to feel, since especially your moon is in your 4th house. This can come suddenly, some like sudden emotional waves can happen. You need to feel them. The more you react to it, the more you are suppressing those emotions down, okay? Also, be sure to listen to your intuition if I haven't already said that too, all right? Be sure not to always detach yourself from your emotions or overthink your emotions, over intellectualize them, okay? Because that can actually keep you stagnant in regards to emotional fulfillment. With this placement, I will say the more you work on yourself, the more emotional wise, the less you will attract people that may be emotionally absent too, because that could be an indicator for you here. All right, moving on, we have nothing in Pisces, nothing in Aries, nothing in Taurus. North Node in Gemini in your 8th house here. Saturn is also in your 8th house too. It is really important that we are really prioritizing your healing journey, as well as going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life. You also want to be sure that you are not trying to take control over things that are outside of your control, trying to micromanage things that you can't micromanage because this has nothing to do with you. All right. But I will say Saturn in the 8th house usually indicates a long life to some degree. May not be the healthiest, but it is really important here that you are prioritizing that healing journey. That way you can get in alignment with your dharmic path. It's actually what you're destined for. Also, in the past, you could have felt suppressed that you didn't share your thoughts or your opinions. Perhaps when you tried to do that, it was met with some restriction. It was met with some harsh lessons in life. It is really important that you find an outlet to get those words and those opinions out. Could just be spoken word, could be journaling, could be having an open conversation with the universe, whatever works for you. This will actually be beneficial for you in your career status, legacy, and life's work as well too. Is Trenton Wayne? Trenton's my twin. Trenton is my twin. Yes, he is. Let's see here what else is going on. We already talked a lot about Leo in your 10th house. Then we have Mercury at home in Virgo. It is a dominant position too. Mercury in Virgo. Just watch out for over worrying about your future here, friends, groups, networks, and other friends, groups, networks, and your execution of your future endeavors can definitely put you at ease here. But it is really important not to over worry and overwork towards your future endeavors, okay? Things are naturally going to happen for you. You have a lot of ideas, so just be sure to write those down as well too. All right. You love journalism. I love journalism too. But I will say with journalism, actually that could work for you, especially with this Mercury placement. If you have 3rd house placements, it can actually help you to heal. I don't know if you find journalism healing or to be healing, but that's something that can definitely happen. Since you do have Saturn in Gemini and the North Node in Gemini, this can be something that you're moving towards as well too. What about my Jupiter? Jupiter in Leo definitely can give you an abundance of wanting to put yourself out there. It may be a little hard since it's in the 10th house because it's not opposing energies, but it's energies that require compromise. So I will say with Jupiter in Leo, when you're expressing yourself, you really feel great. Just don't give in to the people's projection because that's the downside of Leo. You have to be strong with this placement, especially for you since Leo's in the 10th house and you're dealing with the masses. You have to be confident and you have to be willing to put your confidence to the front. Check your ego at the door though, because with the 10th house, though you have a strong ego, you need to check that at the door. Not that your ego's a bad thing. There's nothing wrong with healthy ego, but just be sure that we're not overemphasizing that. And that could just be the balance with the Jupiter energy. Okay. Last but not least, before I let you go, we do have Venus and Libra in that 12th house there. Feminine energy may feel a little bit karmic to you. Relationships, worth, and value can also feel karmic for you too. If you feel like you are having financial blocks, definitely approach your spiritual journey or approach your relationships from a spiritual lens. Also, any women that you may feel helping out, that can actually improve your financial life as well too. I will also say that hidden enemies can definitely play a role in your healing journey since you are having a trine between your North Node and your Venus placement here. It is really important that with this placement that we're not sticking around for people that don't have your purest intention at heart, or like any relationships that are just like not serving yourself. It's also very important to have a relationship with yourself, to have a relationship with the universe too. Traveling to foreign lands can definitely help you to make this build that relationship to be a better one too. Let's see. Did I get everything? I sure did. All right. That's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart. Thank y'all. All right, let's see what's going on here. All right. 8 to go. Queen Tessa. All right. If you guys did not send your birth information, you could send it on live, but I recommend that you don't send it on live for the most part. You could send it to my Instagram, and I can open it there. But if you want to send it live, I'm just gonna pretend not to look. But oh yeah, no problem. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? These are super helpful. Your thought process and all. Oh, thank you. Of course, of course. Anytime. That's what I'm here to do. I sent it again. Another $1 payment. Oh well, thank you so much. All right, let's see here. Just waiting for it to come in. While we wait, if you guys have any questions, I can answer a question or two while we wait for it to come in. All right, let me just open Cash App while we do that. You got the feeling, You got the groove. Now shake your body to the rhythm and move, 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 move. Oh, baby, let's go. Is there? I sent it immediately after the first payment. It should be here. I'm just waiting for it to load. Do I have to pay you to read my birth chart? Well, readings are closed for today. They are closed, unfortunately, for today. Yep, I got it. I'm already feeling this retrograde and it just started. I'm already feeling it too. Look. All right. I got it. How long have I been doing astrology or reading astrology charts? I've been doing it since 2019. I've been doing it professionally since 2021. Cancer moon compatibility with what? With what sign? My roommate texted me too. I need to text him back. I have no clue what to do. All right. Everybody's born in 1994. Now, I know that you may have Venus in Scorpio, Jupiter in Scorpio, and North Node in Scorpio as well. Now, you probably also you could have Venus in Sagittarius, depending. But from my recollection, you may have Venus in Scorpio, just be at a later degree. All right, let's see here. This is just me guessing. Only reason is because my brother's birthday is a couple of days before yours. So let's see. Let's see. Yes. It just doesn't lie. Yes. All right. Oh, wow. No, you got the party in your, yes, in Scorpio. Yes, you do. All right. Let's see here. Sun's at 21 degrees Scorpio. Sun's at a critical degree. Moon 8 Aries. Mercury 5 Scorpio. Venus 4 Scorpio retrograde. Mars 20 Leo. Jupiter 24 Scorpio. Saturn 5 Pisces. Uranus 23 Capricorn. Neptune 21 Capricorn, Pluto 27 Scorpio, North Node 14 Scorpio retrograde, Chiron 23 Virgo, Ascendant 27 Virgo, and MC 26 Gemini. All right, let's see what's going on. Yeah. Big scripting energy, or a big Scorpio energy. Yes, yes. Come on, scripting energy. All right, so in this lifetime, you're really meant to prioritize your daily events, your day-to-day operations, work schedule, routine around personal development and physical health as well. You could be healing from perfectionism tendencies, trying to be perfect, trying to change yourself for other people because they may have not liked the delivery of how things came off. Perhaps when you did say certain things and you were just expressing yourself, people kind of took it as, oh, you should know this, or why don't you know this, or can you try to change this about you? This is a little too difficult for me. Well, they'll never say that it's too difficult for them. But it'll always be like, I didn't like how you said that, or I didn't like how you came off with that, or I didn't really like how you did certain things there. Sometimes with Virgo energy, you can tend to present like you have it all together, even if you don't. And other people may give you a hard time when you do need help, which can actually refrain you from asking for help. So just be sure if you really do need help, ask for help. You know, don't try to do it on your own. Okay. With your chart ruler being in the third house too, we do have themes of community, communication, developing your skills, siblings, cousins, your immediate environment can also be applicable here too. Since you do have the party in the third house, we are going to talk about it. All right. It is really important to know that the things that you want to share with people, your thoughts, your opinions, other people definitely like to hear what you have to say. Doesn't matter how harsh it comes out. Okay. We love the truth seeker energy here. We have Mercury and Scorpio here too. I also have Mercury and Scorpio. So shout out. You know, I will say with Mercury and Scorpio, we are natural lie detectors. People don't really know to the extent that we can pick up on lies, you know, and so I will say that you know how to get to the bottom of things, and you kind of know when somebody's lying on how to get that information out of them. Just be sure to watch out for manipulating people into getting what you want, okay? Sharing my thoughts publicly has always been hard for me. I'm working on that. It could be the Scorpio energy. It also could be because North Node in Scorpio is here. These are things that are unknown to you. All right. But naturally, you're working more towards it. But definitely share your opinion out. But I will say, when you do share it out, other people may follow it up with projection. So just be sure here to know that not everybody is going to be receptive or as receptive to your message, but the right people will definitely come around. All right. How do you find chart ruler? Very simple. We're going going to take Queen Tessa's chart for a second. So she has a Virgo ascendant. What is Virgo ruled by? Mercury. So wherever Mercury is, that will be your chart ruler. And that's where we tend to look at, okay? So I will say with Sun in Scorpio too, major focus is going to be on developing your skills, your communication as well. It's naturally going to get better with time. So you actually have some great placements here. Venus, Mercury, North Node, the Sun and Jupiter and Pluto as well. Yep, and Pluto as well. They're all going to get better with time. The 3rd, the 6th, the 10th, and the 11th house, they're called in Vedic astrology the Upacha houses. These are the houses that naturally get better with time because they deal with skill and longevity. And you naturally need time to get better with those things. Okay? Now, I will say here with Pluto in the 3rd house, definitely have some powerful words that may come through, which is why it may not be easy for other people to be as receptive here. But you also have an abundance of experience that can really help other people to, it can help people with the information that you share, with the knowledge that you share as well. So if in the case it's a great placement for being a teacher, or if people come to you for advice, you can definitely give that based off of the experience that you went through as well. Just be sure here to watch your thoughts because Mars is a natural significator of your 3rd house since it does rule traditionally your 3rd house here. Watch for any frustration or frustrating thoughts. Definitely watch for any thoughts that are trying to move you more towards the negative energies, okay? Nothing in your 4th house here. 5th house, we do have Neptune and Uranus here, and it does trine your Chiron, does throw a trine to your ascendant. Just be sure here that we're establishing some sort of relationship with the universe, definitely focusing on that connection as well. With Uranus here, this may give a sudden shake up to your identity, your sense of independence as well. That's actually helping you out towards your future as well too. Could also help you to heal with any sudden events that may happen towards career status, legacy, and life's work. This can even help you to bring emotional fulfillment on a more psychological level, okay? But since this is manifesting in your 5th house, definitely watch for escapism and definitely approach having fun and recreation in a more realistic sense. That way we are not kind of in this smoke and mirror energy with your 5th house and recreation and tapping into the inner child too, okay? Nothing in Aquarius for your 6th, 7th house. We have Saturn and Pisces here. Just be sure that we are setting up those energetic boundaries in relationships, definitely staying away from relationships that do not serve us. It may be a little hard to figure out what a relationship looks like in its more realistic sense. Saturn here is definitely going to teach you that, especially during your return. It is really important here that we are making our dreams a tangible reality, rather that be through starting your own business or putting in work towards that consecutively in your day-to-day. It is really important here with Saturn being in your 6th house in Placidus that you are paying attention to your health here, because Saturn can definitely bring illness, ailments, especially if you're overworking yourself. So definitely watch out for that as well. But with it being in your 7th house, great for business, can definitely bring things about. But having a belief in something higher, having a belief in the universe, whatever you choose to believe in, can definitely help you in relationships and in business too, okay? You have the moon in Aries in your 8th house. Just facing your emotions head on will definitely help you out here. If you bottle up your emotions, this can lead to violent outbursts and lashing out, and we wouldn't want that now, would we? All right. But with your moon in the 8th house, natural emotional fulfillment can be found through intimacy, vulnerability, going below the surface, and accepting your darker aspects of life. It is really important here that we're not rushing through our healing journey, because this can actually stunt anything, or it can really cause us not to deal with them or face them or heal in the correct way. All right. Nothing in Taurus in your 9th and 10th. We have Gemini MC, definitely meant to be that jack of all trades, master of none, but hey, you can always do it better than the master of one. With your 10th house ruler being 6 places from itself, this is something that you can implement into your day-to-day, but it is also important to know that your career may bring a bit of obstacles and challenges, but you do have the tenacity and the energy to overcome that, okay? Just be sure that you are bringing your intellect into your career. You could be doing something in communication fields, in media, in writing, or perhaps you could do something in teaching as well. Those would be great. I have a billion interests and hobbies. That's usually how it works out with Gemini, because they do things in multiples. Yeah. Let's see here. And then we have the Cancer 11th house, nothing going on there. Last but not least, before I let you go, we do have Mars here. Now, I see that you are a star here. Shine light, shine far. Don't be shy, be a star. All right. But with Mars in 12th house, masculine energy can definitely feel karmic for you. You may have some experiences to where you may feel that men, or masculine energy, I should say, could feel like they are hidden enemies. Perhaps people that show so much ego, so much confidence can be a little karmic for you. Could be an indicator that they may not have your best intention at heart. apart. So definitely pay attention to that. That could definitely come through your immediate environment, siblings, cousins as well. With Mars being here, it is really important that you are going after your spiritual journey in a way that is not going to cause frustration, or not rushing to build your connection with the universe as well too. Okay, because sometimes there may be a rush to get to just the good things and to enjoy the benefits and the pleasures of what the universe can bring, but sometimes we kind of have to go through the things and take our time with those as well. There can be a little tension that is coming in from your 12th house here, from your 3rd house, especially with Jupiter, Pluto, and your sun. This can definitely, like when you have to take your time with spirituality, or perhaps when things are a little bit hidden, when you're trusting in the unknown, that can make you quite vocal, and it may affect your thoughts. So it's really important here that we're keeping in mind that when we are going through something unknown, just watch your thoughts there, because that could just be an indicator that you're going through transition, or that something is ending, all right, or something that is hidden is coming to light, if that makes sense. Since Leo in the 12th house definitely brings light to those things that are hidden, all right? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank y'all. All right, let's see here. Tabby is up next. Tabby. Readings are closed for those that are just joining in. For those that have not been here before, readings are closed, but I will be back on Friday to do readings again. Readings will be at regular price on Friday, $15, okay? Readings were $10 today because it was a special, and it was our first day back at school. That's right. Thank you so much. That was great. And my first chart reading. Oh, glad to be the first. Glad to be the first. Anytime. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to let me know. Tabby, why the face palm? We still got you. We got you. We have Wesley. We have Caleb. We have Donovan. We have Brina. We have Tylisha. And we have Kimberly. All right, let's see here. Oh, because I'm a mess and I feel it. Oh, girl. Please. Oh, please. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. Oh. Oh, Tabby. Gotcha. Oh, Queen. We got a native New Yorker. Oh. I'm a native New Yorker. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah. Come on, get that lip quiver. Yes. Yes, the Wendy Williams. You already know. All right, let's see here. This is Tabby. Tabby, and not you calling your energy a mess. Oh, look, well, we got that Saturn Scorpio. We're going to talk about it. Let's see what's going on down here. All right, Sun 5 Sagittarius, Moon 13 Gemini. God bless you. All right, we have Mercury 7 Sagittarius in retrograde, Venus 23 Scorpio, Mars 19 Libra, Jupiter 11 Aquarius. Oh, wait, our Jupiters are conjunct. Look at that. Look at God. Saturn 1 Sagittarius, Uranus 17 Sagittarius. Uranus is at a critical degree. Neptune 2 Capricorn, Pluto 5 Scorpio, North Node 7 Taurus retrograde, Chiron 12 Gemini retrograde, Ascendant 10 Virgo, MC 6 Gemini. All right, let's see what's going on up here in the party. All right, in this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on your daily operations, day-to-day errands, and day-to-day events, work schedule, routine around personal development and physical health. It is really important that we are moving away from the perfection tendencies and just working towards having efficiency in your life. Remember, you're exalted within yourself, okay? Chart ruler is located in your 4th house here. Definitely pay attention to the signs, paying attention to any stomach problems that may come up. That's what I said. You know, with the 4th house, you're going to have a lot of intuitive nudges. And you may feel these intuitive nudges. Listen to your intuition. Don't question your intuition. Listen to your intuition. Feel them through, you know, okay? Now, I will say that Sun is conjunct Mercury here. Now, I will say with Sun conjunct Mercury, this can make you natural intellect here, but it can also make you very comical and witty. You can actually be a natural teacher here, sharing your experience with any information that you may learn about yourself, or learning yourself at your deepest core too may definitely be applicable for you. Growing up, you could have had education pushed in the home. Perhaps your parents may have pushed you to go off to college or pushed you to further your education. You could have also had a lot of books in the home too, growing up too. Yes, all of them. Question mark. Why the question mark? Yes, all of them. Let's see here. But I will say there's a major balance in regards to your public life and your personal life. Oh, your intuition. In regards to your intuition, and as I said, Mercury can be a great indicator for you here with your intuition. Just be sure that we're listening to your intuition. With Uranus here, there could be an absent parent, could be mother, could be father. There isn't really an indicator for me here. With Saturn is in Sagittarius, could be the father, you know, since Saturn in the sun is with Uranus here. But there could have been an absent parent, and it definitely could have helped you to secure or structure your foundation in a way that you may have not have expected to. Yes, Dad. Oh, look at God. I'm telling you, astrology just does not lie. All right. But there's a lot of balance that needs to be here. First and foremost, with your career status, legacy, and life's work, you need to do something that's going to emotionally fulfill you. You can't just get into a job and just be like, okay, where's the money? Like, it needs to be emotionally fulfilling in order to make a legacy or an impact. Okay. Secondly, you need to do something that's going to help to heal not only yourself, but heal the collective at large. In the past, you could have felt restricted or felt like you could not share your opinions and your thoughts with other people, especially around authority figures or people that have this status. But it's really going to be helpful to find an outlet to get those out there, to attract your own mass of people that really understand you, to attract your own community. It's actually part of your purpose here. But finding a balance of who you are in your personal life, not spending all your time working and catering towards your career status, legacy, and life's work. This can also be vice versa. It is really important here to not spend so much time in your personal life that you're isolating yourself and not going out, that you actually balance that out with your career status, legacy, and life's work as well too. All right, moving on. We do have Saturn here is teaching you how to expand, but I will say with Saturn, since it's throwing an aspect onto your 10th house, it does want you to build something from the ground up. You may have not have felt like you got the emotional fulfillment or the emotional care that you needed from early on. This could have been because of the absence of their parent, or this could have just been that your parent they had their own things going on and they weren't able to provide you with the attention that you needed. It is really important that we not run away from our emotions, especially with the Sagittarius placement there, because Sagittarius tend to run away with things instead of facing them head on. Middle child syndrome. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna sense here, be sure that we are, you're showing yourself the type of love that you want for yourself, because with this placement over time, usually after your Saturn return, you tend to attract a chosen family, people that tend to come in and give you that comfort and that nourishment that you didn't receive in childhood, you know? So it is really important that once you tap into that energy, things will start to go and flow if they haven't already done so, okay? Neptune and Capricorn in your 5th house, just watch out for any escapism when you're having fun. You just need to look at fun and recreation in a more realistic sense. But of course, be a little delusional. Ain't nothing wrong with that too. But just be sure that we are being realistic. That way we don't have to deal with any karma, okay? Because this is the type of placement that it's like, oh, I'll be a little reckless and I'll escape, and then, you know, something really serious happens and it's like, it's a long lesson that's just outplayed. You know, this is tea. I can't relate. Look. And then we have Jupiter in Aquarius, busy BIC, definitely busy in your day-to-day, kind of working towards those career status, legacy, and life's work, I'll tell you that. You know, just be sure not to overwork yourself to your detriment. A lot of ideas towards your future endeavors, just be sure to write them down, okay? Sometimes you may feel like you want to change your job because you may feel like you're not growing there anymore. It's not fulfilling you. It's not passionate enough, okay? Or you may not have enough independence in your day-to-day. Definitely you need to focus on something within your day-to-day that's going to fulfill you emotionally. Otherwise, give it the chop. I said what I said. All right, nothing in the 7th house, nothing in the 8th house. North Node and Taurus in the 9th, definitely meant to find your own philosophy, your own life's purpose, your own meaning of life, your own truth, whatever that may mean to you. Remember not to be too stubborn or dogmatic when you're looking for your belief system here, okay? Now, nothing wrong with being a little stubborn, but sometimes you just don't know it all. All right, I said what I said. You have to allow other people's perspectives to open and expand you. Right. Okay. Now, Venus is in your 3rd house here. So I will say here, your North Node naturally has the desire to find your own community and to really share the experience that you have encountered. But it is really important to open your mind and to be less stubborn, okay? Moving on to that 10th house, we talked a little bit about Chiron MC, that moon in Gemini, Chiron in Gemini too. We already touched upon that. So that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part then. Last but not least, before I let you go, with moon in Gemini, You need to communicate your feelings out. Sometimes just holding them in because of feeling misunderstood or feeling like people won't get where you're coming from with your emotions, you need to just chat it out. Chat out how you're feeling. Because if in the case that you don't do that, then that's just going to bottle things up. It's going to make things a whole lot worse, and it's just going to slow down your process. Do we really want that? I'll leave you with that. That's all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. All right. 6 to go. It's exactly what's happening. Of course, anytime. Keep me updated on your journey, okay? I definitely want to know. Yes, it is your turn, Wesley. Good morning, USA. I don't know the rest of the words. That's it. All right, let's see here. Englewood, New Jersey. I know where Englewood is. I think I knew somebody from Englewood. All right, so let's see here. Is it AM or PM, Wesley? It's out. Thank you. Yeah, you already knew. All right, these readings are so interesting to watch. Oh, thank you. These readings are better than the ones I paid $100+ for. Yeah, now see, and here's the thing. For my private readings, I don't even charge that because I'm like, first and foremost, I know I'm not paying $100 for a reading. Absolutely not. That's somebody's car payment. That's going towards rent. That's going towards groceries. Okay, like absolutely not. But for me, I'm all about telling what I see, telling the truth, you know? And if you feel though that you're not getting the truth and you're paying all that much money, nah, absolutely not. Snatch, chop, all those A words. Right, over. You should not be paying $100 for a reading. Look, I'm telling you that. Like, well, I shouldn't. Let me. You know, I definitely paid a cute $150 for a reading, baby. No, that's insurance. Like, you know, and that's, you know what, here's the thing. Oh, Tylisha, you make a good point. You could study to learn it yourself, or find somebody who's just willing to help you out. Like for me, I'm like, I don't do this for the money. I do it because I want to see people grow. I want to see people live their life, you know, but like people are really out here charging $200-$300 for readings that will literally tell you, oh my God, your moon's in the 4th house. You must be emotional. You cry a lot. Yeah. You're very intuitive, you know, I'm like, get out my face with that. I could have told you that. Like they're the type of people that'd be like, your shirt's black, so you definitely may have a black aura with you currently. And I'm like, not that. Like, not you telling me because I have a black shirt that my aura is black. Like, what else are you going to tell me? That my skin's black? Oh, wow, shocker. You got me. Didn't know. Oh, God. All right, let's see, Wesley, let's look at your placements here. We have Sun at 4 degrees Pisces, Sun's at a critical degree, Moon 11 Gemini, Mercury 19 Pisces, Venus 2 Aries, Mars 9 Scorpio. Mars is at a critical degree. You are spiritually protected. People do not mess with Wes. If you mess with Wes, you're gonna get the best from the universe, as in that ass whooping. Just kidding. But but let's see here. You are very protected with that Jupiter placement. 222 can actually be a significator for you. Could be an angel number that you are seeing. But I will say, watch for that impulsivity. Anyway, moving on to that Saturn placement. 29 degrees Aries, sending thoughts and prayers. Anything at 29 degrees, I just send thoughts and prayers, but it's an Aries too. And I'm like, oh God, absolutely not. But you also have 2929. That can also be another confirmation for you. Another number that could be sent from angels, your spirit guides, God himself, you know. We have Uranus 13 Aquarius, Neptune 3 Aquarius, Pluto 10 Sagittarius, North Node 21 Leo at that critical degree in its retrograde, Chiron 3 Sagittarius, Ascendant 28 Taurus, and MC 5 Aquarius. I see angle numbers all the time. Angel, I knew what you meant. I just had to read it. But yes, I see, same here too. Lately I've been seeing a lot of, I've been seeing 555, you know, I've been seeing the ones, you know. It's the Pisces Mercury. No need to explain yourself. You know, you're fine. You're A-okay. All right, let's see what's going on. Hey, All right, Taurus ascendant, definitely want to work on that worth and value, don't you? Yes, it's all about self-replenishment, giving back to yourself, filling up your own cup, okay? In this lifetime, you're really meant to, you could be a giver, okay? Because with this placement tends to come, you know, two scenarios, and it's usually one over the other. With Taurus energy, they are very giving, so much so that they tend to give so much and they don't receive it back. You need to open yourself to receiving. Okay, there may not be the balance of giving and receiving, so you need to learn how to receiving to get yourself back in balance. Or perhaps maybe you receive so much from people that you don't know how to give, so it's learning how to give of yourself, give of your energy. That's usually when Venus is in Aquarius, okay? But for you, Venus is in Aries, it is 12th from itself. Could be a little hard with this placement here, with your placement being 12th from itself. A lot of endings, a lot of loss, but a lot of true and pure connections when you first meet them. I will say with Venus in Aries, in your 12th house, especially with Saturn in Aries too, and you have Jupiter here as well. Jupiter and Venus do well in the 12th house. No, so, well, actually Saturn does well because it's that planetary joy in the 12th house. But with Venus here, feminine energy may feel a little bit karmic for you here, just making sure that your 4th house is the sun. Okay, cool. Yep, feminine energy may feel a little bit karmic here. There could be hidden enemies that could show up through feminine energy, could be women, but it doesn't necessarily have to be women. It could just be feminine energy itself. Teachers, gurus can also serve as something that could be of karmic energy for you, but for the most part, I will say that Jupiter in the 12th house, just be sure that you're not walking yourself into the drama, walking yourself into other people's energies just for the sake of helping them out, because then you could take on that energy as your own. You can absorb energy quite easily, and it's really important here that you do watch for what energy is for you and what's not for you as well too. Traveling to foreign lands can definitely help you to establish your connection with the universe. Just be sure not to rush that connection, okay? It is important with Saturn in the 12th house that you spend time in isolation, spend time by yourself to develop that connection with the universe, and really spend some consistent time in solitude. Usually when Saturn's in the 12th house, the universe naturally puts you in solitude because you have something within you that you're meant to present to the public at some point. And you may feel as though that you're meant to do something big, but you don't know how and when, but you have this vision of what it is that you're meant to do, but you may find that you are taking action over this and it may not get to that vision that you see. I've had to learn setting up health and boundary. Right. All right, let's see here. We have Moon and Gemini in that 2nd house there. Money can definitely come and go with that Moon in 2nd house there. So just be sure that we're not just equating our worth and value to money. Secondly, watch for frivolous spending. With Gemini, it's not so much the frivolous spending that I'm worried about, but building up multiple streams of income can definitely help you out here, especially, and it can also aid to your emotional fulfillment here too. With an aspect to Chiron and Pluto here, it is really important that we're not over obsessing with money because that can actually lead to loss. With Chiron here, just be sure here that we are speaking out any thoughts or opinions that we may have despite who is around, because that can actually help you to heal on a deep level here. Asking yourself when enough is enough when you feel like the universe is testing your patience can definitely help to cater to your emotional fulfillment, and it can also help you to establish your worth and value as well. Okay, nothing in the 3rd house, 4th house, Leo North Node here. Definitely spent a lot of time with your career status, legacy, and life's work, so much so that you love to stay busy, probably trying to make a name for yourself. We do see that you do have the sun in, oh, well, that's an 11th house whole sign, just kidding. We do have Uranus and you have Neptune. So perhaps maybe you don't know what it is that you want to do in your lifetime this time around, but you may spend a lot of time trying to figure that out, taking action, or perhaps just doing your own thing. Perhaps maybe you like to work for yourself because you don't like working under anybody else's authority, you know? But it is important with your North Node being in the 4th house that you're spending time cultivating your personal life, really feeling your emotions and getting to know your intuition, learning yourself at a foundational level. With your North Node ruler being 8 places from itself. This can come with transformation, can definitely come with prioritizing your healing journey as well. But it's all about stepping into your power here and becoming confident within that power too. With that sun being in Pisces in the 11th house, it is going to help you to establish that connection with the universe, to really get acquainted with your future goals, visions, dreams that may happen for you. You already have that vision. It's just about taking action towards that vision to get to where you would like to get to in life. You have a lot of ideas to manifest that for yourself with Mercury and Pisces. Sometimes it could be a little all wishy-washy since Mercury's in Pisces, but I will say here, that connection can help you to better understand why things are happening and how things are going to manifest. But sometimes just learn how to get out of your own way. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. Nothing in Virgo, nothing in Libra. Oh, by the way, if you have an empty house, it just means that you don't have any primary lessons in that house, but we still look to the chart ruler of that house just, to see what themes may manifest through that. All right. Okay, nothing in Virgo, nothing in Libra. Scorpio, 7th house, Mars. Anytime you have an issue with other people, just be sure that you are not including others in it. Like, say, for instance, if you have a one-to-one issue, you wanted to tell me like, oh my God, you're snoring and other people don't snore or other people don't do this or, and then you start bringing other people into it needs to just be one-to-one. Don't bring other people into it. Also with Mars and Scorpio in the 7th house, good for business, good for definitely having a passion within a union too. But just be sure that we're not controlling the situation in a relationship. Definitely learning how to be vulnerable in a relationship too. It can release some type of vulnerabilities, but just don't control things in a relationship that you can't control. Let it happen. Let it go with the flow. I do that all the time. I'm trying to learn how to keep it on the one-to-one. Yeah, I know it's that Mars placement, but like, I will say this. Once you learn how to master that, that can actually be a means of gaining success and fulfillment for you. Hold on a second. I feel like there's something there. All right, and so in your 8th house, you have Chiron and Sagittarius. We have Pluto and Sagittarius here too. Going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, making peace with your past, and really letting go of what no longer serves you, letting go of what no longer is in alignment, which in turn puts you in alignment with your dharmic path. This is what helps you to step into your power. This can also help you to heal too. There's a lot of wisdom that's going to come from your transformation, from your healing journey as well. Just be sure to be open to sharing that with others instead of keeping it in with yourself too, okay? And that can also aid towards your emotional fulfillment as well. Let's see what's going on here. I feel like there's something like right there in my nose and it's not. Nothing going on in your 9th house in Capricorn. 10th house, we have Uranus and we have Neptune here. As I said, you may not know what it is or you may not have the clear vision as to what you would like to do with your journey, but having that connection with the universe, you see the vision. With Aquarius, with Uranus and Aquarius in the 10th house, you would be better when you're working by yourself or working with a team that you're close connected with. Also, it is really important with Uranus in the 10th house. You could do something that's very innovative. Perhaps maybe you're the first person to do something. You could be quite rebellious. You could lead something that can really change society for the better. It's really up to you. But I will say here, whatever you're meant to do, it's going to be something that's original, something that nobody has done before, okay? And that ruler is also in your 12th house too. So this is something that the universe is going to guide you along, okay? Last but not least, before I let you go, we do have Sun in Pisces. We have Mercury in Pisces as well too. Definitely pay attention to those ideas towards your future endeavors. Friends, groups, networks, and organizations will definitely help you to manifest your future endeavors too. And you do identify as being different, but sometimes you may have fears of being misunderstood, or perhaps maybe you feel like you're misunderstood because you feel like you're kind of on another level or people just don't really get you in depth. Be sure that you have an understanding for yourself. Be sure here that you're giving time for yourself and doing the things that you would want to do, because you know what, you're not meant to bring everybody on your journey. That's the lesson that you're going to learn. You're not meant to bring everybody on your journey, okay? That's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. And with that Saturn in Aries, learn how to slow down. Things are not going to happen at your timing, okay? It's all about timing. It's not about time. All right, but that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Not my computer slowing down. Of course. There we go. Thank you. Drink water. That's all I was about to do because my lips are chapped. So I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to get some water. All right, I'm back. I got some water. Here we go. I'm so scared. Oh, there's nothing to be nervous or scared about. There's nothing to be scared about. Nothing. There is nothing to be scared about. in here. All right. I'm going to just like... you know, center it a little bit. All right. Kayla is up next. I love the New York, London, Aussie accent. Thank you. Like, take the announcer for the BBC, bring him to Australia, make him drunk and schizophrenic, and we're ready to boogie. Anyway, just having a little fun with that. That's a character. I'm telling you, character. Okay, so Kayla's up next. Kayla, I don't... oh, no, never mind. I see it right here. Cool. Kayla. Oh, also, everybody Bird Box. Wes, I got you. Oh, we got a native New York. Glen Falls, that's upstate, isn't it? Oh, Glens Falls, that's upstate. Because, you know, you're not seeing that on Long Island, so I'll tell you that. But I will tell you who I'm seeing on Long Island, Jerry Ferragamo. Oh, let me tell you that. I was talking to Nicolette in accounting. All right, let's see here. 10... 40. All right, let's see. Yeah, nah, it's upstate. Right. All right, let's take a look. Come on, Gemini Ascendant. Oop, shine bright, shine far. Don't be shy, be a star. We see that star in your chart. All right, let's see what's going on here. Sun's at 5 degrees Libra, Moon 7 Virgo, Mercury 24 Virgo. Very spiritually protected there. Look at that 24. It could be a confirmation number for you. Venus 19 Scorpio, Mars 0 Sagittarius. Mars is at a critical degree. Jupiter 12 Aquarius retrograde. Saturn 17 Aries retrograde. Uranus 4 Aquarius retrograde. Neptune 27 Capricorn retrograde. Pluto 3 Sagittarius. North Node 18 Virgo retrograde. Chiron 3 Scorpio. Ascendant 28 Gemini. MC2 Pisces. Okay, let's see what's going on here. You were actually a month and a day older than me. Legit. A month and a day. You know, I'm the 29th of October, and you are the September 28th. But let's see what's going on here, all right? Now, we do have Gemini Ascendant, so basically what you were meant to do in this lifetime is move towards community, your communication, developing your skills. Siblings, cousins, your immediate environment will definitely have a big influence on this as well. You could also feel like you're a jack of all trades, master of none, but hey, you'll always do better than the master of one. You're definitely meant to do multiple things in this lifetime too. Now, where to draw this energy, okay? This can best come out within the home, your personal life as well. Happiness, feeling blissful, emotional fulfillment, listening to your intuition is going to be very important here, especially with Mercury in the 4th house. You will have a lot of intuitive nudges. With Moon in Virgo, it is really important here that we're not over intellectualizing our feelings, that we're just feeling them through. But I will say with Moon being in the 4th house, it actually is beneficial for you, since it does give you that ability to feel. The minute when you react by your thoughts or you say something out, it suppresses that emotion down, okay? So you need to feel that through. North Node in Virgo is just prioritizing your home life, prioritizing your personal life too, because you may put a lot of attention into your career status, legacy, and life's work, knowing good and well that you don't know the full path of what it is that you want to do, but you see a vision for what it is that you want to do, but getting there may be a little bit of the challenge there. Just be sure not to over prioritize your energy in that area and mainly focus on bringing in bringing in awareness towards your personal development journey, your personal life, the life away from your career, okay? With your sun in the 5th house in Libra, this means major focus is on putting yourself out there, really developing your craft and really building up your confidence, expressing yourself and not giving into people's projection because you're expressing yourself too. Now, this can be a catch-22 because sun being in Libra, it isn't debilitation. Sometimes you may fall into the people-pleasing. You may do for others so much so that you forget to do for yourself. It is really important here that you have a relationship with yourself, best relationship you can ever have, okay? Now, once you do this, this is when Libra shifts into Diet Aries, okay? Because now you're doing for yourself and other people may not like how you're presenting yourself, and now it's even more projection, but now you're at a point where you don't even care about it. Look at God, you know. We do have Chiron in Scorpio, Venus in Scorpio as well. Is that Mars in Scorpio? Mars is in Sagittarius. So we have Venus and we have Chiron in the 6th house. There could be perfectionism tendencies. Perhaps people wanted to try to change the way you said certain things, or perhaps the way you did certain things as well. When you tried to just be yourself, people had a problem with it. They always want to critique you. You may have issues with critique or criticism. Perhaps maybe also you may find that can cause some psychological damage, or it could have done some psychological damage and you try to suppress it. Sometimes you may present as you have your stuff all together, but then other people, or like you may present like you have everything together and other people may like pick on you because you give off that vibe, even though you may not have it all together. And so for instance, somebody may critique you and saying, oh, well, you should have did it like this. I don't know why you should have done it like this. You're smarter than this. But in reality, you may not have known to do that specific thing or how to do something. You just did it, you know. Don't give in to that projection first and foremost. Secondly, focus on yourself, focus on your personal development journey. Also focus on your physical health too. A lot of transformation that can take place through that as well too. With Venus, if in the case you're diabetic, watch out for your sweet intake as well. Venus is not retrograde, so I'm not so concerned with that. But Venus in Scorpio definitely desires a deep connection, something that's intimate and vulnerable as well. Just be sure that we're not working on that perfectionism tendencies in the relationship. Okay, I actually have this exact placement in my sidereal chart. With Mars and Pluto in your 7th house, same gig as I was telling Wes. If you have an issue with somebody, keep it one-to-one. Don't bring the whole world into your issue, okay? Like, for instance, if you had a problem with me and you're like, oh, you breathe too loudly. Everybody else that I know doesn't breathe loudly. Like, they're doing A, B, C, D, E. Keep it one-to-one. Don't bring other people into it as well. Could be power struggles in a relationship of some sort, but whatever relationship that you do have will tend to give you experience as to broaden your life's purpose as what you're here to do. Could even teach you something. You could teach other people to do that too. Not to bring it to Facebook. Now, wait a minute. Now, I will say here with Pluto here, this can actually bring a really deep connection, a connection that is going to last, but just be sure here that we're not trying to control things that are outside of our control. All right. Really good for business. Not really the greatest for relationships. Does take a little bit of work. Nothing in your 8th house except for Neptune here. Just be sure that we are looking at our healing journey from a realistic sense, intimacy and vulnerability included. We cannot be intimate and vulnerable with everybody because it is going to lead to some transformation, could even lead to a traumatic experience. All right. Just be sure that we are facing, we're facing our 8th house endeavors from a realistic standpoint, but because your 8th house is ruled by Capricorn, just be sure to let go of any fears pertaining to losing control, intimacy, and vulnerability as well. Losing control of things that are outside of our control, trying to micromanage things that we can't, all right? And then for your 9th house, we have Uranus and Jupiter here. Uranus in the 9th house can definitely bring sudden changes to your meaning of life, your philosophy as well. You will have a lot of experience or a lot of opportunity to figure out what is best for you, but Aquarius in the 9th house is actually a very interesting position to have. You may feel like you may rebel against any traditional beliefs that are out there, traditional religions that are out there. You may question things a lot in regards to your personal beliefs. It's okay to question, but not to the point where you are causing other people to question their beliefs too. It's okay to question a certain, a specific thing in regards to it, but not to the point where you're debunking somebody saying, no, this is why you're wrong. So watch out for the stubbornness. Don't be too dogmatic in your personal beliefs. Be sure to leave a lot of room so that you can personally expand. You have a lot of experience here that you can share with other people too. Just be sure that you're doing so in a way that can actually help other people to figure out their journey as well too. You may not be so clear on what it is that you'd like to do with your career, status, legacy, and life's work, so just be sure to establish a connection with the universe, God, source, however you choose to identify that, okay? That will definitely give you some downloads and ideas on how to move forward within that. Since your 10th house MC manifests 12 places from itself, this can come from the unknown, so you do need to develop a trust in the unknown as well. Yeah, that's me. I've always been rebellious since childhood. Yeah, let me tell you. Just be sure here, though, that we're not being too rebellious just for the sake of, rebelling. Watch for chaotic tendencies, too. All right, Saturn and Aries, just be sure that we're not rushing to get certain things done because it's not happening at the time that we want it to happen as well. With this being in the 11th house, it can be a little bit tricky for friends, groups, networks, and organizations. This is where your karmic lessons will be paid, but it is really important with Saturn and Aries here that we are watching what we do and paying attention to the action that we take, because there could be some action that we take that may not be beneficial. Like for instance, if you have friends, you're naturally going to have people that are going to support you, but people may step back and they may just watch you and observe you if in the case that you are in the wrong. Okay, so if you find that your friends are standing back, it's not because they're hating on your idea, it's because they see something that you may not be conscious about in that moment. And because of impulsivity and spontaneity, you need to just be sure that we are not just jumping into things just for the sake of doing that. However, I will say that structure and organization and consistency will be needed to manifest your future endeavors, okay? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. All right, let's see here. Donovan's up next. Is Donovan here? All right. Could you read my chart? Nope, readings are closed for today, but I will be back on Friday. I will be back on Friday to do readings, okay? Did I study musical theater? I'm getting big theater vibes. Okay, well, I did musical theater when I was in high school. And I never got like a lead, and I've always wanted a lead. Until like my senior year, I got a few lines, like I had a whole scene to myself, and that's when I was like able to express myself. But I don't have musical theater. I didn't do musical theater, but I have fifth house placements. So I think that's what helps with it, because I'm very animated. Wow, my ex's name is Donovan. Not this. Oops, sorry. I'm sorry. All right, Donovan is here. All right, here we go. I will say you need to take that up with the universe. All right, Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania. I don't know where that is. Is that near? That's not near. I know Drexel University, but that's not near Philadelphia, is it? Wow. And let's see here. Oh, it is in the Philly area. Okay, cool. Because I was like, that sounds familiar. I remember going to Philadelphia for my brother's dance competition. I remember Drexel University. I don't know. I know that's probably not in Drexel Hill, but I know Drexel University and Temple University too. I've auditioned for The Voice in Philadelphia in 2017, I think it was. You're animated for sure. I love it. Thank you. Tell your friends. All right. Capricorn ascendant, unless that's no, it's Capricorn ascendant. All right. Let's see here. Sun 7 Virgo, Moon 26 Virgo, Mercury 15 Virgo, Venus 29 Virgo. Venus is at a critical degree. Look at all that Virgo energy. Ooh. Mars 19 Leo, Jupiter 9 Gemini, Saturn 0 Gemini. Saturn's at a critical degree. Uranus 18 Aquarius, Neptune 4 Aquarius, Pluto 10 Sagittarius, very protected. 10-10 could be a confirmation for you. North Node 22 Cancer, Chiron 11 Sagittarius, Ascendant 0 Capricorn, Ascendant's at a critical degree. MC 24 Libra. You live in Cali? Oh, for real? Where do you live in Cali? Did you survive the hurricane? Here comes the hurricane. Here comes the hurricane. Oh! Best readings, hands down. Thank you. You have a great day, too. I almost went to Temple for vocal music. They didn't offer me a scholarship, though. I'm sorry. I haven't seen Temple. I know, like, Temple's, like, in the city. I live in LA. Yes, it wasn't even like that. Yeah, I know. People just hyped it up, and it was just like a rainstorm with just a little bit of strong winds. That's it. But, usually those tropical weathers aren't that bad out there. Per se. Let's see what's going on here. Mr. Capricorn Ascendant. How can I get a reading? Well, I'm done for readings for today. I just have 4 more people to go. And then after today, I will be back on Friday to do live readings. But if you want a personal reading or a private reading, just go to the link in my bio under Universal Analysis, and you can book a reading for me there. It's usually 1 hour that I usually do the readings because I go in depth and I look at every single planet and I'm like, oh, you may want to take a look at that. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, do be sure to like and follow. And I don't usually I don't really pay attention to like who's following and whatnot, but like if you want to follow, hey, I'm gonna be here, you'll get notified when I go live. Look at God. But for the likes, I'm like, you can like it. I like hearts. Hey, can I do 4? Can I do 4? Oh, 444. It is 444. Look at God. But I have 4 more to go. I have Bria, I have Talisha, then I have Kimberly, but this is Donovan now. All right, Donovan, in this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on your career status, legacy, and life's work, building something up for yourself, making a name for yourself as well, too. You don't have anything in the first house other than that ascendant, but I will say here, you do have Neptune in the first house in Placidus, but we do, do you have an... No, you don't. No, you don't have any interceptions and duplications. Look at God. All right. With that Neptune in the first house in Placidus, establishing a connection with the universe will definitely help you here because finding your identity, independence, your sense of life direction may be a little bit tricky for you to navigate. But since you do have Neptune in the second house, I will say that trying to form your finances or figuring out where to get finances from may be a little bit hard for you. Figure out your worth and value. Figure out figure out your worth. You know, definitely when the universe is testing your patience, ask yourself when enough is enough. Okay? Wrote down 1010. That could be a confirmation for you. You know, I see 1010 all the time, by the way. Can I add one more? I cannot. I'm sorry. I gotta stop right after Kimberly. Let's see here. But I will be back Friday. But yeah, with Neptune in the second house here, be sure, because sometimes with this placement, people may not care about money all that much, but that's fine if you don't care about money, but be sure that we are going after your needs within a realistic approach. You know, your ideas, your future goals, dreams, visions, your ideas for the future can definitely help you to establish some income for yourself as well, too. It is throwing an aspect to Leo in that 8th house here. Just be sure that we are prioritizing our healing journey, not rushing through our healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, making peace with our past. That's what definitely helps us to figure out our worth and value as well, which can in turn bring us some income. Also, just be sure to watch out for frivolous spending, impulsive spending as well too. Nothing in your 3rd, nothing in your 4th, nothing in your 5th. We do have Chiron. We have Saturn in Gemini as well as Jupiter in Gemini too. This is a weird mix here because with Jupiter here, you may feel communicative, chatty, you may feel witty, lighthearted, okay? But it is really important here that with this placement that you are expressing your thoughts and your opinions out in the open and making some sort of habit to express this within your day-to-day. Now, also, be sure that we're not overworking yourselves because you're naturally a busy bee, but this can actually lead to health issues for you since Saturn here can represent ailments, sickness, or illness as well, okay? With your 6th house being ruled by Gemini, be sure to gain some knowledge within your day-to-day, stay curious within your day-to-day as well. This will definitely manifest through your 9th house in Virgo, so this can actually help you to figure out a sense of meaning of life or a belief system for you as well, okay? Let's see what else. I've said everything I needed to say here. Oh, be sure to have some sort of relationship with the universe, definitely focusing on your spiritual development as well as your personal development journey. There just needs to be the balance between the two. It's what's going to help you to step into your power as well as heal yourself and potentially heal others. You could have grown up with a specific belief system, philosophy, or a certain meaning of life that didn't quite resonate with you, and now you're meant to go on this journey and really develop this relationship with the universe to figure out what your best belief system will be for you, okay? That's what's going to help you to step into your power. It's also going to help you to figure out your life's purpose in a sense too. But having your own individual relationship with the universe can definitely help you to step into your power as well. You have a North Node in the 7th house of Cancer, definitely focusing on relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. With North Node in Cancer, you also want to focus on who you are at a foundational level, listening to your intuition, definitely processing your feelings and your emotions as well, focusing on family, perhaps the mother figure, or just nurturing yourself, nurturing your inner child as well, nurturing certain qualities within yourself. In this case, it will be more towards relationships since it's in the 7th house, but just nurturing relationships into an emotional level. With your North Node here, it can tend to be a little bit reckless in relationships. You may just be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship. Definitely watch out for that energy, okay? This does have a connection to your MC, which can tell me that this can also be business related. Good for business, not so great for relationships. But I will say North Node in the 7th house for business, especially with Cancer, doing something or being with somebody that fulfills you emotionally will definitely help you out on a long way. What time will I be live on Friday? I'd say 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, so 3 p.m. Eastern Standard. All right, we do have Mars, and we already went over Mars and that, so I'm not going to touch much on that as well. We do have Virgo Sun, we have Mercury as well, Moon here, and Venus here. We have the party in Virgo in your 9th house too. Major focus is to figure out the meaning of life philosophy, also figure out your meaning of life, your certain like purpose, what it is that you would like to do, but how it is that you would like to expand. You also need to ask questions, okay, when it pertains to a certain belief system, especially with Mercury there. You also have a lot of experience, could be a great teacher. People may ask you questions pertaining to your experience just to help them out on their journey. You'd be great at giving advice because naturally you have the experience to kind of back up the things that people may be asking for you. I just want to say, watch out for over-worrying, overthinking, especially in regards to what your life's purpose may be. Things will be revealed to you over a span of time. Also, be sure not to over-intellectualize your emotions, to feel them through instead of thinking them, because that can actually suppress any emotions that are coming through. Be open to other people helping you out on your journey in regards to finding a belief system, a philosophy, a certain meaning of life for you, because this can actually open your perspective as well. And it can actually make you more adaptive to different perspectives and different belief systems too. You do have a Libra MC. You're meant to teach the collective a different perspective, definitely teaching the collective or showing the collective the other sides of certain things. So for instance, say for instance, there was a situation that happened and somebody put out whatever, like the truth, or they put out the story of what happened. You actually have the other side to that. So you're meant to teach the collective on how to really pay attention to the other sides of certain things. This can even manifest as showing the other side of what a specific religion or belief may be, since your Venus is in the 9th house in Virgo. Now it is at a critical degree, so I definitely want you to pay attention there. Do not cause arguments with people. Watch out for criticizing other people too in regards to what they believe in. Okay, definitely stay open-minded in regards to if somebody else doesn't share their same beliefs with you. Last but not least, before I let you go, Pluto in Sagittarius, Chiron in Sagittarius in that 12th house. Very powerful subconscious, but it could also cause a lot of psychological damage if not careful. You do need to approach this area of your life in a very spiritual means and not through a materialistic lens. If so, because this can cause damage not only to your spiritual development journey, but to your day-to-day, to the being of service to other people, to your daily errands, and also to your personal development as well. For career avenues, I'd say you could be a teacher, could do something within spirituality, could do something within higher education, could also be doing something that is being of service to other people. But I do recommend whatever you do choose to do, make sure that you are emotionally fulfilled with that, since the ruler of your 10th house is conjunct the moon, all right? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank you. All right, let's see here. So no entertainment industry. It can be the entertainment industry. It's 12 places from itself. 12 places rules divine creativity. Could be music industry as well. Could be film. Could be television as well too. As I said, it's whatever is emotionally resonating with you. If the entertainment industry emotionally resonates with you, it can definitely do that. I want to do music. Perfect. Look at God. See, I'm telling you, the energy does not lie. All right, Bria is next. Hello? Nothing much, I'm still doing readings. All right, that's my roommate. All right, Bria's here. I'm a little scared. So wait, my Neptune is in the first, but the second house. So it's in the first house, Placidus. So you have a big first house, but you're reading Placidus. So you do have it in the first house in Placidus. I just read whole sign. But I read for both because Neptune in the first house just established a connection with the universe, because your identity, your sense of independence may be a little unclear. But when it's in the second house, that can talk about your worth, value, and your material resources, okay? How's Mercury retrograde, Virgo rising? Well, Mercury retrograde just started an hour ago, and I'm ready for her to be over. I said what I said. All right, let's see here. So we have Bria. Oh, you were born exactly a month after me. Exactly a month. Gretna. Louisiana. And then 6:49 p.m. Cool. All right. Here we go. Ooh. Do mine. No. Everybody, guys, readings are closed. I have Bria, Tylisha, and Kimberly, and then I'm done for the day. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just going to see if you have any critical degrees. Sun's at 7 Sagittarius, Moon 0 Sagittarius, Moon's at a critical degree. Mercury 28 Sagittarius, Venus 21 Capricorn, Mars 15 Capricorn, Jupiter 16 Sagittarius. Saturn 13 Aries retrograde, Saturn's at a critical degree. Uranus 5 Aquarius, Neptune 27 Capricorn, Pluto 5 Sagittarius. North Node 15 Virgo retrograde, Chiron 11 Scorpio. Ascendant 9 Sagittarius, and MC 19 Virgo. So you only have, let's see, 2 critical degrees. That's the Moon and Saturn. And we're going to take a look at what's going on up here. All right, I just want to see what Sagittarius, what is the Sagittarius, Pluto? Okay, so in this lifetime, you're really meant to focus on your belief system, your philosophy, figuring out what the meaning of life means to you, figuring out your own truth. You're going to gain a lot of experience here, okay? It's actually part of your life's focus. Now, I will say, when you have Pluto in your first house, it's not an easy placement because people tend to project on you just for you being yourself. You kind of serve as a mirror for other people to do their inner work, but you give them the choice to heal or project, and 9 out of 10 times they project. So you're really meant to stand in your power just by being yourself, just by focusing on figuring out your own identity and your sense of independence as well. But don't give in to that projection, okay? Also, figuring out a certain belief system, finding out your own meaning of life can definitely help you to step into your power as well. Now, your chart ruler is 3 places from itself in that 3rd house there, an abundance of ideas. Definitely pay attention to those ideas there, because they not only can they help you out towards your future endeavors, but this is actually part of a yod for you. The yod is known as the finger of God, which is really pointing you towards paying attention to a certain area of your life that the universe is really going to like do wonders for you in. There's a specific purpose that you're meant to fulfill there. And since they point to your 10th house of your career, status, legacy, and life's work, you're meant to be in the public. You could be a little bit shy. Maybe you don't like putting yourself out there, but part of your North Node, part of your destiny is to put yourself out there. And with Virgo being in the 10th house, you're meant to be of service to other people, which means that you're meant to also fulfill your, or focus on your personal development journey too, okay? It is important with that North Node and Virgo energy that you do have some type of connection with the universe, really focusing on really building up your spiritual connection too, because that's where your natural gifts lie, but also not just, staying or isolating yourself in your personal life. You also need to focus on your public life as well too. Now, I will say here, with Mercury and Sagittarius, you do have a lot of ideas. You can actually be a great teacher. A lot of people may come to you for advice because you naturally have that experience that can help somebody on their journey as well. It could also help you as well too. I am shy, but my content goes viral. It's that North Node energy. It's destined for you to happen, but it's also helping you to get out of that shyness as well, hopefully, Let's see here. Second house, we have Mars, we have Venus, we have Neptune as well. With Neptune's influence on the second house, money may not be of high importance to you. When it's in Capricorn, I just find that to be the scam. Because I know that money it has some importance definitely there, but Neptune there may give you a little bit of delusion as to how to go about getting that. Telling yourself affirmations to go and get money may definitely help you out here, especially since you have Venus, but opening yourself to receiving is definitely going to help you here. Because sometimes you definitely may take control of the money, and sometimes it may just like go out, or you may find that you not that you are restricting yourself, but sometimes that you may feel restricted on money too. Watch for frivolous spending, I will say, since Mars has an influence here and Sagittarius is your ascendant, because Mars will just tend to spend impulsively, but opening yourself up to receiving and definitely working on your own worth and value can definitely help you to bring money in too. But I will say, since Saturn has an influence on your second house, it's really getting you to either work for yourself or to really build up money for yourself so you don't have to depend on other people or things outside of your own energy. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Let's see here. Then we have Uranus and Jupiter here. Jupiter I already talked about. With Uranus here, you definitely have innovative ideas that come to mind. So definitely write those down because they can definitely help you out towards any future endeavors that you may have as well. You may find with this placement in Aquarius in the 3rd house that when you do share information with people, or you're just telling people like what to do with certain things, you may find that people may not listen to you, they may rebel against you, or that years down the road, what you said comes into fruition and people just don't listen to you in the moment. It's going to be like that because you're ahead of your time. You're ahead in terms of communication. You're ahead in terms of your thoughts. You're ahead in terms of how you think, okay? Nothing in Pisces going on in your 4th house. 5th house, we have Saturn here, building up that confidence, expressing yourself, putting yourself out there. That's the whole lesson of putting yourself out there and not being shy or getting past that shyness. However, I will say with Saturn and Aries, since I have this natally myself, you have to learn how to not get frustrated when things don't take off at the time that you want them to, okay? It is going to be very important that you give whatever you're trying to work towards. It's all about timing, okay? So it is very important with Saturn and Aries that you're taking your time. But I will say that building up your confidence, it is going to work out for you, but it's going to be solid once you give yourself enough time there. It will be a little bit karmic and maybe a little bit challenging because it's also working on your worth and value. But once you have an assured sense of your worth and value and you're not equating that to money, that can actually help you in building up your confidence as well, okay? Let's see what else is going on here. Not karma in the sense of like, oh, you did something bad. It just means that there are obstacles and challenges, and this can be from past life actions that you've taken, or this could just be from actions early on that you've taken, but it's usually nothing, out of the ordinary, Let's see here. We do have North Node in Virgo MC. We already discussed that. So last but not least, before I let you go, we do have Moon and we have Chiron in Scorpio. Not an easy placement, not an easy house that it's sitting in as well. Moon in Scorpio is debilitated. So I will say that it's not the best placement for the moon to be in, but it does give you the opportunity to go below the surface, accept the darker aspects of life, making peace with your past. That can actually bring emotional fulfillment. You may yearn for a deep connection, one that has intimacy and vulnerability. It can also help you to heal too. Just be sure that you're not controlling things that are outside of your control in a relationship as well. Since you have the moon and Chiron in your 12th house, these are things that are also unconscious. So you may have a lot of unconscious behaviors, especially pertaining to emotions that may not be clear to your eye, but other people may see it. Just be open to other people that are going to give you not criticism, but they're willing to tell you in a way that you can understand it. Because there may be people that will tell you, but they may tell you in a way that is very degrading or diminishing. So I just wouldn't give in to that, all right? But with Chiron here, you could have gone through some traumatic events early on. You definitely could have gone through some experiences that could have caused you to go deep within yourself. Be sure that we're letting go of any experiences that no longer serve us, but taking the lesson, okay? Because this can actually help us to not only heal ourselves, but to heal others. But definitely establishing a connection with the universe can definitely help you to heal that as well too, all right? Good career path for you to go down. It's really could be anything within service. You could be an entrepreneur. That's also supported, especially with Jupiter being here, since your North Node in Virgo, those the aspect there too. Since you have your, let's see here, 10th house ruler is in your 1st house. So yes, you could be an entrepreneur. You could do something with real estate that could take off too. Being a teacher, being somebody working in higher education could be applicable for you as well. Doing something with traveling, doing also something with law of religion, also doing something in regards to beliefs, helping other people. And sharing knowledge. It could be knowledge-based as well too. Could be in publishing, could be in you could also work in an international business too, since you have the influence with Sagittarius. All right, but that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank y'all. All right, 2 more. We have Tylisha. Is Tylisha here? Of course, anytime, anytime. All right, so let's see here. Oh, thank you for the bonus, by the way. I really appreciate it. All right, let's see. Portland, Oregon. How's Portland? Never been. Never been, never been. Wow, that's not 12. All right, let's see here. All right, let's get at them. Just waiting for that to load. Hopefully it doesn't load. Would you be able to do mine next time? Yeah, I'll be here Friday. Oh, you're in Dallas now. Oh, come on, Texas. We love Texas. I'm in an undisclosed location, but for those who know, they know. I'm not in Dallas, but I may or may not be close to that location. Let's see here. But I need career ideas. I'm ready to quit this 9 to 5. Leave it. I said what I said. I said what I said. Definitely work for yourself. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Sagittarius ascendant. Oh, I feel like, oh, you're definitely being led. You're being led towards something. You're north of Dallas. Ooh, like Frisco, like McKinney, Plano, like Denton, or Salina, Texas. Oh, Frisco. Come on. I know Frisco. All right, let's see here. Okay, let's see your critical degrees. You have a Sun 11 Sagittarius, Moon 20 Sagittarius, Mercury 5 Sagittarius, Venus 4 Scorpio, Mars 27 Leo, Jupiter 28 Scorpio, Saturn 6 Pisces, Uranus 25 Capricorn, Neptune 21 Capricorn, I said 25, 23 Capricorn, Pluto 28 Scorpio, North Node 13 Scorpio, Chiron 25 Virgo, Ascendant 3 Sagittarius, MC 23 Virgo. So no critical degrees, and you have no planets retrograde. Look at you. All right, here we go. So Sagittarius ascendant. Also, you're meant to find your belief system. Definitely meant to find a philosophy, a meaning of life. Whatever resonates with you, finding your own truth for what this life means for you. Okay? Now you have, let's see here. You have Mercury, you have Sun, and you also have the Moon. Is the Sun and the Moon conjunct? Not quite, but it's kind of like close to each other. But I will say here, with Sun and the Moon in the same house, this means that you're definitely in alignment with your masculine and your feminine. You're like divine masculine, divine feminine are definitely within the same energies of each other. Now, you're born a little bit after a new moon, but it's gaining light, which is actually very great for your moon placement. Mercury here, you have a lot of ideas. Could be a jack of all trades, master of none, but hey, you could always do it better than the master of one. Be sure to utilize those ideas and take action towards them to move on your life's direction, okay? With your chart ruler manifesting in the 12th house, there could be things that are a little hidden, things that you are still unconscious about. This lifetime is also about working on your subconscious reprogramming as well. Could be very spiritual with that Jupiter placement into the 12th house. Just be sure that you're not walking into other people's energy and absorbing that energy, because that could be something that can happen quite easily for you. You do have Pluto in your 12th house too, but it is a conjunct your ascendant a little bit. Let's see here. We have 28 Scorpio 3. Yeah, you have Pluto conjunct your ascendant. So sometimes when you're feeling like you're being yourself, this can be more hidden, that people are projecting towards you. Sometimes you'll see it. Sometimes you may not even know that it's happening towards you. Just don't give in to the projection, okay? There may be people that just see something within you and they're projecting it onto you because they may not have your best interests at heart. All right, with Jupiter here, as I said, just be sure. Oh, you can also be a natural truth detector, a truth seeker. So people may find it hard to lie to you, okay? Or just don't go fishing out for other people's lies or anything like that. But for the most part, you could pick up if somebody is lying to you, because it's an energy thing. It's an inner thing. You know, I see it, but I doubt I see it. Gotcha. Yes, they hate it. I'd be finding the truth, but I need to chill. No, you're definitely tap into that, because first and foremost, people will definitely like when you tap into that energy, because your North Node is like what you're meant to move towards, and you're actually meant to move towards that. So if it pisses people off, let it piss people off, you know? People could be mad about it all they want. They're just bitter. You know, that's the gag. The North Node energy, when you step into that energy, it tends to be the energy that does make people uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, that's all, but depending on like what you would like to do. But for you, since you have Venus towards your North Node, it's still conjunct. I consider it to be a loose conjunction. Since you have Venus in your 12th house here too, feminine energy could be a little bit karmic for you, but I will say for the most part, tapping into the truth seeker energy, people will definitely like that for you. You do yearn for a connection that is deep, something that does have intimacy and vulnerability. Just be sure to prioritize your own healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, and making peace with your past. Okay, this is going to be something that is going to come with time, since you do have an aspect to Saturn here, but this can actually create longevity in a connection, in a relationship. It can also bring wealth for you, since it is a wealth aspect. All right, moving on. You have your second house of Neptune and Uranus. Just be sure to watch out for frivolous spending here. With Neptune here, sometimes you may not give the most amount of care to your money or worth or your value. Just be sure here with Neptune and Capricorn that we are focusing on our worth and our value in a more realistic sense, or perhaps going about getting money here, because Saturn definitely wants you, or Saturn's influence on the second house wants you to build money for yourself and not be dependent on anybody else. Sometimes you may feel restricted in the money department. Definitely work on your worth and value. That will bring money in too. This is also going to help towards your career status, I can see in life's work, since you do have an effortless trine going towards your career. So anything that you do could do in your career. Not only is it going to help you to heal other people, because you could be a healer to the collective since your Chiron is conjunct the MC, but whatever you do could be of service to other people, and that could be a means for your income as well. With Saturn being in the 4th house, Saturn's in a dominant position. You could have a strict parent, could be the mother that you may not get along with. Perhaps you didn't get the emotional nourishment that you needed growing up, or perhaps maybe you could have found that your needs emotionally were not met in your childhood. It is really important, first and foremost, that you're giving that back to yourself, because this placement tends to attract chosen family for them, usually after their Saturn return. It could be during their Saturn return as well. Very rarely does it happen before their Saturn return, but hey, energy is getting faster. It is also important that you're making your dreams a tangible reality with Saturn in Pisces here, so taking some tangible action towards whatever it is that you'd like to do. Establishing a connection with the universe can definitely help you to give you a vision, and then just taking action towards that vision will definitely be recommended here. With Saturn in Pisces, you do tend to learn the compassion is not really there in the world. You are shown the realities of people that may not have as much compassion as you would want them to. You usually see this within the family dynamics, since yours is in the 4th house. It is also in the 3rd house in Placidus, so this can definitely manifest as your immediate environment, your community, your neighborhood that you've grown up in as well too. All right. Nothing in Aries, nothing in Taurus, nothing in Gemini, nothing in Cancer. Mars and Leo in your 9th. With Mars and Leo in your 9th, finding a belief system, a philosophy may be frustrating at times, is because you would like to express your experience with other people, and people may not be as receptive to hearing that out. But when you're trying to find a certain belief system and you may know certain things about it, definitely just be open to hearing other people's perspectives. You never know, you may learn something, but it could be a little bit frustrating, especially if you know what you're talking about. But in regards to experience here, just be sure not to rush into a specific belief system, rushing into finding your life's purpose, because this can actually lead to years of psychological undoing, and we wouldn't want that now, would we? All right. With your Virgo MC here, as I said, you're meant to be of service to the collective, and definitely focus on developing not only yourself, but the collective as well, which means you're going to go through your own personal development journey. Just be sure here that we're not overworking ourselves here. Watch out for perfectionism tendencies, because that can actually cater to your wounds. There are wounds in regards to criticism, critique, perfectionism as well. Perhaps people trying to change the way that you delivered certain things. You can present like you have things together, even though you don't. And this can be a little bit hard for people to understand. Perhaps maybe people say, oh, can you not say it like that? Can you not do this like that? Because it makes me feel a type of way. Don't change yourself for other people, okay? Especially for authority figures, people that are in positions of power, because they see something within you that could be quite powerful. So tap into that energy. That'll help you to heal yourself and to heal other people too. This is also going to manifest through yourself. So if you feel that you are trying to hold yourself back, or you're critiquing yourself, pause and realize that you don't have to change yourself unless you want to change yourself, okay? But that's all that has to do with development. Right, leave me alone. Right. You know, at the end of the day, people are going to be people, but like, just don't give into the rejection. All right. And that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank y'all. All right. Last but not least, we have Kimberly. Is Kimberly still here? All right. Kimberly is here. Great. Just typing in your information. Oh, no need to be nervous. There is nothing to be nervous about. I took a trip to the year 3000. Okay. Here we go. Do you do astrocartography readings too? Absolutely. Yes, I do. We're just going to zoom them up a little bit, because it's just... Are the readings closed? Readings are closed. I will be back on Friday to do readings, okay? All right, let's see here. Oh, we have opposite suns and moons, because my sun's in Scorpio, my moon's in Libra. All right, here we go. So we have sun 6 degrees Libra, moon 0 Scorpio, moon's at a critical degree. Mercury 1 Scorpio, Venus 6 Scorpio. Your Venus is sitting on top of my sun. Mars 7 Virgo, Jupiter 11 Gemini, Saturn 0 Gemini. Saturn's at a critical degree. Uranus 17 Aquarius, Neptune 3 Aquarius, Pluto 10 Sagittarius, North Node 20 Cancer. Chiron 12 Sagittarius, Ascendant 8 Sagittarius, MC 16 Virgo. I guessed you had Libra somewhere. Yep, I got a Libra moon. All right, here we go. Wow, I had back-to-back-to-back Sagittariuses. All right, okay, same to you here too, because Sagittarius here, major focus is for you to figure out your philosophy, your belief system, your own meaning of life, your own specific truth, whatever that may mean to you. A lot of people are going to project onto you when you are just being yourself, because here's the thing. When you have Pluto conjunct an angle, or when you have Pluto in a prominent position, this means that you've gone through a specific situation or a caricature of situations that the universe removed your masks. And so with that, you now see how many people are wearing their mask. And when you are your authentic self, people can get a little triggered with that, or a little bit like held back, because they're like, oh, I'm kind of afraid to be myself, but I see that you're being yourself, because you're kind of challenging them to heal or to project. 9 out of 10 times they're going to project. So just don't give in to the projection. With Chiron here, you may have felt that when people projected onto you, or when you were yourself and people did project, you felt that that contributed towards your wounds, and that you didn't really have a solid sense of identity or your solid sense of independence as well. It is very important for this placement that you do find what belief system works best for you, and definitely go into that. Also, this is going to be helped by a lot of connections, a lot of people. They may bring certain things. They may share some experiences from them. They also may share their own knowledge. Find what works for you. Definitely cater to yourself in that. You will naturally attract other people that cater to that. That's where that balance act is going to come in. But not only is this going to heal you, this is also going to heal other people as well, all right? With your chart ruler being in the 7th house, major focus is also going to be on relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contract as well, all right? Just be sure here that we're not spreading misinformation or gossip with other people, okay? It can be a full circle moments, and Saturn is at a critical degree, and it's also in Gemini for you as well. Nothing in your 2nd house. 3rd house, we have Neptune and we have Uranus. You have a lot of ideas towards your future endeavors. Definitely pay attention to those. Write those down. Neptune here can definitely bring some intuitive or spiritual downloads, definitely towards communication that you may share with other people. Other people may not listen in the moment, because you may find that with Aquarius in the 3rd house, as I said before, it tends to be a progressive placement. So people may not listen in the moment because they may think that it's outlandish and they may misunderstand you. However, oh, thank you for the roses. They may find that years later, months later, or even days later after you said something, that it comes to pass. And then they're like, oh my God, I should have whatever. But then you're already on to the next thing here. Now, I will say here, Venus is causing a little bit of tension in regards to your moon and your Mercury placement here. It is really important here that you don't let your spiritual journey come across or that you don't let it trample over your emotions, that you don't let it ruin your emotional fulfillment or take advantage of your emotional fulfillment, or that you're also not letting it take away from your logic as well, okay? Because naturally you're a truth seeker. Naturally you do know how to research, but think logically as well. With Neptune, it's more getting you to feel, so just be sure here that we are, being logical as well as we are panning into our feelings as well here too, okay? But there's a little inner conflict that's more in regards to your spiritual journey and your communication, developing your skills, or perhaps maybe your immediate environment. Perhaps your immediate environment may not be as receptive to your spiritual journey or your relationship that you have with the universe. But this is going to get better over a span of time. Moving can definitely be in the cards for you at some point in your life too. All right. Nothing in your 4th house, nothing in your 5th house, nothing in your 6th house. 7th house, Saturn and Gemini, karmic lessons in regards to relationships, partnerships, interpersonal connection, business contracts. You may have found that early on when you were expressing your thoughts and your opinions, people tried to restrict you, or they tried to stop you from sharing that, and that could have caused you to suppress what you were thinking, what you were had an opinion on. Just be sure to really find an outlet to get those words out, whether it's journaling, speaking out to the universe, whatever that may look like for you, okay? Also be sure that we're not staying in relationships that do not serve us. There's going to be a lot of lessons in regards to relationships. The first one being to have a relationship with yourself. Sometimes we want to be in a relationship for the sake of being in a relationship, so just be sure here that we are figuring out what type of relationship best suits us. Also for business, you could be a jack of all trades, master of none, but you'll always do it better than the master of one. You could have multiple businesses, or you may have a lot of ideas to start a business. Regardless, nevertheless, this is a prominent position to go into business for yourself if that's something that you thought about. Though you do have a T-square here, definitely tapping into the core of who you are, tapping into your foundational energy, listening to your intuition, as well as establishing that connection with the universe can definitely help you to alleviate some of the inner conflict and tension that you may have, okay? We do have North Node in Cancer in the 8th house, definitely prioritizing your healing journey, going below the surface, accepting the darker aspects of life, making peace with your past, definitely facing any emotions head on that may pertain to your healing journey instead of suppressing them further, okay? You really want to listen to your intuition here because your intuition may steer you clear from any traumatic or transformative events that may take place, all right? With your North Node manifesting through that moon in Scorpio in your 12th house, it is 5 places from itself. Definitely could be a means of helping you to build confidence through the things that you have encountered. Can also help you to step into your power here too, okay? Nothing going on in Leo. You have Mars and Virgo in the 10th house. Just be sure not to rush through your career status, legacy, and life's work to build anything up from the ground up. Very passionate as to what you do. Just be sure also here with your Virgo MC that you're focusing on your own personal development journey as well too, being of service to other people and watching out for perfectionism tendencies too. All right. Now also with Mars in the 10th house, that you do great with competition, but just be sure that you're not overworking yourself to your detriment. All right. There could be a little bit of inner conflict and tension in regards to perhaps other people in relationships. If you're overworking yourself too hard, this can cause a little strain on the connection. All right. And this could be where the challenges may play out in relationships as well too. All right, last but not least, before I let you go, you do have Sun in Libra. Major focus is on friends, groups, networks, organizations, and the execution of your future endeavors. Just be sure here that you're allowing other people to help you to manifest your future endeavors and goals that you may have for yourself, because you're not meant to do this journey alone. With Moon in Scorpio, you may yearn for a deep connection with Mercury there too. You may be naturally a truth seeker. And so people may find it hard to lie to you because you're not fooled easily, and you can intuitively pick up on if somebody's lying to you or not. But emotionally, I will say you do great when you're communicating with somebody who's on the same level too. When we're dealing with 12th house energy, we are definitely dealing with the unconscious, and we are also dealing with a level of vulnerability that may come through when we are dealing with the unconscious here. With Scorpio here, just be sure not to take all the control when things are outside of your control, or when you have to trust in the unknown here. With Venus here, feminine energy may feel a little bit karmic here, but I will say that you do yearn for a connection that is deep and something that has intimacy and vulnerability as well too. With Venus and Scorpio, relationships may not last forever. They may not last a long time, but it does help you to transform and grow, all right? But that's pretty much all I'm seeing for your chart for the most part. Thank y'all. All right, everyone. All right, everyone. That's pretty much it for today. That's all I have to say. All right, so I'll be back on Friday for live readings for those that did not get a reading today. Just be sure that you are liking and following me. That way you get notified every time I go live. I'll probably be back 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard, okay? On Friday, prices go back to regular pricing for $15 per reading. And of course, if you would like a reading other than me doing the TikTok readings, just be sure to go and link in my bio under Universal Analysis, and you'll get that full reading. So for Berlin, if you want to go about scheduling the full reading, just go to the link in my bio under Universal Analysis, and then you can book. I do astrology, numerology, and tarot. I also do combo, so I do the mix of both as well, all right? But that's pretty much all I have for you today. But until next time, I fare thee well, all right, everybody? Take care and happy Wednesday. Goodbye.